Alright. Shall I introduce myself?
Yeah? Sure.
Alright, I'm Jukatox, I'm an SMS runner, and this is SMS. Whee.
I'm Perrybat. Yeah, I'm the one that, along with Pods, organised this event. You've heard my voice before in the marathon. I used to run this game often.
Alright, well,
Yeah.
we got plenty more time to talk because we got a lot of cutscenes here, so I guess let's just
Yeah.
get started, right?
Yeah? You got the time, Pods? You already know the timing.
Just
Give
count me
us a
down.
countdown. Yep. Should I count down? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. So, first off, we got a lot of cutscenes here. Actually, back in a few years ago, there was a lot of discussion and stuff about these cutscenes because these cutscenes are very long, and when you're grinding this for world record, when you're grinding this game for world record, it can get very painful to watch over and over. So back in 2020, we started to allow a file called hacked file where you can just skip all these, but we are not skipping them for this because I can talk about some things, and it also just makes it easier to have everything set up. There's also Peach file, which just skips the first two cutscenes, but
Shout outs to Trey,
think
who's like the only notable person who used that.
True.
Shouts to Trey in general, the goat of 120 shrines.
Yep, first sub 3. And shout out to SB for getting record earlier this week as well.
Yeah.
This category is 120 shines. Literally just the 100% category of this game. We got 95 physical shines and 240 blue coins to collect. Because when you get blue coins, every 10 you trade in for a shine. And so at the very end, we get all 240 blue coins and trade them all in for 24 shines. And that only adds up to 119, but then the final boss counts as a shine as well, so that adds up to 120, and we get a nice surprise at the end after the credits. So yeah, my PB in this category is a 312. I've been working on sub 310 for like the last month and a half, just about. Or actually, more like 2 months now. But a lot of things go into this run. There's a lot that can happen, like blue coins everywhere. And routing is really interesting. There's millions of different routes you can do with this game. It's amazing, really, and basically every run of 120 is going to be different,
I
more or
very
less.
much... Yeah, the route is never stable in 120 Shines. A route normally doesn't last more than, say, a year and a half at most.
Yeah.
There's always new time saves, there's always more optimizations to be found.
Shout out to Shadow Mario 27. He's been a top runner of this game and top runner of this category for years now, and God, he's made he's made so many routes, like so many crazy route changes that I've just never seen before in my life, and it's really fascinating the kind of stuff he comes up with.
Also, shoutouts to N Kitten, who had a route way ahead of his time, and then everyone promptly forgot about it. When we do get into Delfino, I might explain this right now. Some version differences.
Yeah.
Delfino, in the Japanese 1.0 version of this game, loads faster than the other version. This doesn't matter too much for, say, a category like any percent. But you enter and re-enter Delfino so many times in 120 Shines that it is substantially faster.
Yeah. I want to say JP saves like 2 minutes-ish to loads in 120. Maybe more, maybe I don't know, but yeah, we're thinking that the reason why the loads are faster is because there's a lot of fruits missing. I don't know why they just randomly decided, you know what, let's add some more fruits in the newer versions of the game, but they did. The other difference here is if you listen here, the dude says Shrine Gate, and it's not called a Shrine Gate, it's called a Shine Gate. That's because I guess Charles Martinet was goofy and misread the script or something, I don't know. That's like a huge major difference, actually, in the game. That is just Shrine right there, because it just completely changes everything. It actually doesn't change anything. One more JP difference. Okay, there's a couple more JP differences. Like, you dismount off of Yoshi a lot higher for some reason. And you can't do a trick called fruit storage, which doesn't really matter for 120. And then there is, but that does affect though, one clip in that we'll see later in Pianta Village, 100 coins. But we aren't going to see that for a hot minute.
I'm probably also going to have quite a few moments of seeing some new stuff. I haven't watched 120 thoroughly in a while.
Yeah.
My info is stuck in 2021.
Luckily, I think the majority of my strats are from 2021. But there's definitely a lot of new optimizations and stuff, I think, that have been discovered since then. This is insane. Record for this category since 2021 has gone down a lot. It's gone from a 254 to a 252, and 251 soon.
I accidentally tweeted the wrong fucking stream on my tweet. I tweeted my stream.
Alright, we are just about done with these millions of cutscenes. It's only a couple more cutscenes to watch later on, but they're short, you know. Starting off here in Delfino, we're just gonna go right to this dude. We already saw him in
SMH, not scumbag movement.
Yeah. Scumbag movement is some goofy movement made a while ago. What I just did doesn't really lose all that much to it.
Yeah, it barely saves any time.
Yeah. That's why it's called scumbag movement, because it barely saves any time, and back when everyone watched all the cutscenes, it was like pretty risky movement to go for after waiting that long to start your run.
I always went for it. I still go for it when I do run this game. I just find the movement fun. That is
I just
something
regret that,
about
like,
this game in general. This game's
yeah.
movement is fantastic, and
Oh,
120
this game's
Shines
movement's
is
amazing.
120 Shines is the perfect showcase of this game's movement. Way more than any percent. It is a treat.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely my favorite category in the game.
Same.
Getting a...
Nice.
Should be fine.
Actually, it matters less in 120. I remember that. Wait, it's the, Okay, I was about to say. My mind had, like, any percent, brain rot going on.
I hope that doesn't happen to me either, because I was doing 90% earlier this week. Oops.
Okay, so originally before you used to clip under the floor and grab some sewer blue coins while waiting for Shadow Mario. But that seems like something that has changed in the time since I last watched this run.
Yeah. A while ago, I think we found links to be a little faster there. But I do get Sewer Blues later in the run.
Oh yeah, here is a very, very easy skip and one of the only intentional shine skips in the run, if not the only one. And thankfully, this is the less annoying of the two PE fights.
Some windmill wall kicks here to skip riding that boring windmill. Fortunately, I had a little bad spider RNG, so I lost a little bit of time there, but it doesn't really matter. The thing about 120, you gotta remember, like, it's such a long category, and there's always time save later in the run. My PB, like, loses, like, a few minutes in other places, so... Very important when you're playing this category to continue runs as much as you can. Here we do a little manip where normally you have to wait for PD to start puking, which is like really weird and gross. But here if you just stand to his side and he'll just turn right towards you and start, and then he can just spray right in his mouth. Yes, we do GBS as soon as we enter Gelato. There's going to be a little trick I do before I enter Gelato, but it'll be a little bit before we see that. So that was our first encounter with PD Piranha. We're gonna see him again about 4 minutes. A lot of people comment on this game's recycled content. Which, to be honest, yes, there's a lot of recycled content in this game, but I think other Mario games have a similar issue. I don't know. So at least my take. We've already fought 2 out of 5 polluted piranhas in this game. We fight 5 of those things. Right here we have one of our first Loveless levels. So I'm gonna enter this little cave up here and let's see what happens. Yeah, so we don't have Flood anymore. There's a lot of these levels in the game where you just don't have Flood. It's just controlling Mario by himself. These tend to be some of the hardest levels in the game, and a lot of people get extremely frustrated at them, as do I. That one, at least, is really straightforward. You literally just hold up the entire time.
I won't lie, I've wanted to blow my brains out doing some of the ILs for the floodless levels.
Oh, yeah, same here.
IL strats on Noki... No, IL strats on Bianco 3. Ooh, do they make me mad.
Oh, yeah. So, right here, we got this Pluto Piranha covering Rico Harbor, except... we're not going to Rico Harbor just yet. I'm gonna set myself up here a little bit, because I want to route in this blue coin in this box up here. I'm gonna do a trick called Travel Skip here, where just a second. As soon as you hit that guy, as soon as you defeat him, you water slide over here, you beeline right to the Bianca portal and enter, and that skips having to go all the way back, because it normally respawns you like right in front of the Regal Harbor portal, except doing that just like skips you having to go back to the Bianca portal, so it saves 10 seconds. It's pretty helpful. And then this is our first coin mission. Going to see a lot of these in the game too. I think even more than Mario 64, to be honest. Just get 8 red coins. They don't count towards your coin total, unlike Mario 64, but it doesn't really matter for us. Do a momentum spin there. And a GWKH as well. Some really interesting movement you can do in Bianco 4. Nice, that was solid. That was a good Bianca 4.
Very clean.
Yeah. Pretty proud of that.
Oh, straight onto the shine as well.
Yeah, spin jumps. There's a whole video about spin jumps by Average Trey. It's really interesting. A lot of the tech you do with spin jumps in this game just keep adding to the insane amounts of movement techniques you can do in this game. Same with glitchy wall kicks. Some weird thing with the camera, with the first-person view camera. Don't really know how to explain it, but we're gonna probably see a few more of those this run, maybe. But they're really fascinating. Alright, so PD Piranha, right? We're back here with Eater. We're gonna get some blues during this fight, though. This is where 120 starts to get interesting, because depending on where PD goes, which is complete RNG in this level, he's gonna fly around the level, and he's gonna stop at, like, basically just random spots. You gotta be able to, like, memorize his patterns, like, memorize the possible patterns he can go, and route in blue coins accordingly. This can change how we do a level way later in the run. So this is where people start to fluctuate in their blue coin amounts. Because depending on where he goes, determines how many blue coins you're going to get in this. Ideally, we exit this with 14. That means I've gotten all the blues. But if I exit with at least 12, I'm fine. I just gotta remember which blue coins to get later on in the run. Luckily, he's going over the wall, so that kind of opens up some routing right here.
Note of the blue if you want. I don't fully remember off the top of my head which blues, but as long as you tell me which ones, I can just write it down for you. But yeah, due to the nature of 120 and the blue coin collecting, PT RNG matters less in terms of actual time loss compared to, say, any percent.
Might be a little low on water here. You gotta watch out for that in this game. I should have barely enough, maybe. Ah, no! I ran out right at the end.
Oof.
Fine. Luckily, Goomies drop these little dudes popping out of the goop. They're called Goomies, and they tend to drop water bottles when you're at half
I always go for the bell one-up. If
Yeah.
PE's in a certain pattern, but that's like usually only feasible in any percent.
Yeah. It's not the most viable here. Oh, I missed a shine.
13, so you're missing one blue.
Yes, I just need the river, which is pretty normal. Alright, so we're done with Bianco for now. Excuse me. We're done with Bianco for now. We don't have to go back there for a while, because we have these cute little things called event cutscenes, where basically, once you unlock something new in the plaza, an event cutscene starts, and it takes 3 seconds, 3 extra seconds to do things. And we want to minimize those, so we get as many 3-second time saves as possible. So right here, I'm unlocking this shine. This is a really cool trick, that I recently adopted in my runs. We're gonna fight this guy. We're gonna go head over here. Damn it. Okay, unfortunately I missed that there. I dove a little early. But, what you do there is you... On the last 3 hits of that fight, you kind of despawn, sort of, that polluted piranha. You position the camera to where he is off screen, and that makes him closer to you for some reason. So you can spray him all the way from that little platform, and you do a little bit of movement and get that beat shine after you defeat him. That saves like 10 seconds-ish over doing it later in the run. And however, if you're too slow with collecting the shine, the game soft locks. So I kind of did risk a soft lock there, but luckily, usually my movement is consistent enough to where I never get the soft lock. As long as your movement's just consistent, you'll pretty much never soft lock.
I've never heard about it soft locking. I didn't know that. I've heard of similar tricks before using this sort of cutscene, collecting shine during a cutscene. As a
It also
really...
makes the cutscene, the shine grabbing cutscene, like really interesting to see, because Mario just like stands still and doesn't like do the animation at all.
There's really interesting ways of soft locking yourself if you grab a shine whilst a cutscene for a blue coin unlock is happening, and a few too many people have been caught out by that.
Yeah.
It's
So right
really
there,
easy to avoid.
one of the most important tricks ever discovered in the game. Probably the most important trick ever discovered in the game. It actually only saves like 20 seconds in 120 or something, which is a little funny. But that was Gelato Beach Skip. So that shine is present in every episode of Gelato. And if you just use a coconut and clip on through, you can collect it early and then just skip all of Gelato. Obviously, though, this is 120 shine, so we have to go back and do all of Gelato later. But for now, it minimizes the amount of Gelato stuff we have to do. And it unlocks Gelato for the like the rest of Gelato for us later, which makes some things more convenient. That was discovered in 2014 by a Spyro speedrunner, actually, Topal. And in any percent, though, it made quite a difference. It saves like 10 minutes in most other categories in this game. And takes away from a lot of really boring and sometimes really stupid levels that are in Gelato. We're going to get a taste of later, but luckily, because we skipped a lot of Gelato, we can speed through most of the boring stuff later on.
Gelato is definitely a stage where if you compare its 120 Shines counterpart to any other category, it is complete polar opposite in terms of how good it is.
Yeah.
Because Gelato Beach in 120 Shines is very good.
So right here, we're not supposed to be in Pianta yet, technically. I did a little trick called Pianta early. Pretty easy trick, though. Normally you're not supposed to get this until, like, you get 30 shines and unlock the rocket nozzle, but, I say no to that, and I'm doing this level now. Basically, main goal for the first half of this run is we want to finish every episode 7, because that unlocks the final level in the game. That's the goal for any percent, is finishing every 7th episode of each level. It unlocks the final level in the game where there's 10 blue coins, and we gotta get those, and it also unlocks post-game, which has some exclusive content that we have to get for 120 shines. So those chomplets are a little goofy. In the Japanese version, when you use the hover nozzle on them, it's like literally like a million times more powerful than the spray nozzle. I don't know why it's like that, but yeah. So it like saves a little bit in JP to do that. That's one other JP exclusive change. Here we have this little guy, Il Piantissimo. He's gonna challenge us to a race. But, yeah, you know, he's just too fast for me, you know? He's just... I don't know if I can beat him. It might take a few tries, to be honest. We're gonna be getting some blue coins during this, though. He's just too speedy for me, like... I don't know, it might be a slim chance that I win this race. Oh. Never mind. Yeah, Piantissimo is kind of a joke. He's, like, but easy to beat, and that's why usually, during these levels, there's 3 of these in the game, we route them blue coins, to save time over getting them later. Just because you have to wait for Piantissimo. It's like literally an auto-scroller. Once you beat him, you literally just wait at the flag normally, but routing in blue coins is really nice there. Piana 3 is a pretty interesting level. We're gonna do a damage boost strat here with the wind. Sometimes those Goomies can spawn right under you and sort of screw you over unless you do know how to back that up. Sometimes they can literally just screw you over, though, and it's really frustrating when that happens. So there are some exclusive blues to this level. That's the other thing about SMS, is that there are blues that are only in certain episodes. Makes the routing a lot more interesting. But can be frustrating if you're playing casually and are trying to find that one last blue coin. You know. Okay.
Yeah, this is one level where it's especially annoying because it's just under the goop.
Yeah. It gets annoying, though, when you miss coins that are exclusive to levels and you have to re-enter them. That gets a little frustrating. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, this is the only level in the game where it's a floodless level, except it's not in, like, a secret, as we call them. But you get flood back, you get some blues, and you get shine. Spray off this mayor guy here. Yeah. So we're getting back cutscenes for Pinna Park now. Just gonna ignore them for now, because might as well just finish off Pianta. We're gonna go to Pinna in a second, though. We just gotta finish up this world. I got a few more levels. Right here, this guy. Giant dog. He has 3 patterns he can go. He's doing middle pattern, which is luckily like the easiest for me. You can go left, middle, or right. Left is the fastest, middle is a second slower, and then right is a second slower than middle, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. We're gonna manip him right here to go into the pool, and we're gonna do chain skip. Yeah, that's called chain skip. You can just dunk him right in the pool, make him take a bath, and turn him gold.
Hello, I'm back. If you can hear me. My internet died.
Oh no!
So I won't be able to see chat, I'll still be able to see the run.
Yeah.
As long as my mobile data lasts. I should close everything but Discord.
Alright, so this is Pianta 5. Normally, you have to get Yoshi and spray some jelly to get into the secret. But we don't need to do that, because there's flip we can do. Also gonna run on this M right here. The other thing about Piano 5 is that it's one of the most frustrating levels in the game, and it is also RNG. Luckily, I don't really care about the RNG right now. I don't really need it to, like, get a good time with my skill level. But at top level, you basically need it. Okay, so this is Yoshi Skip. Kind of mess it up a little bit. Basically, just clip through that tree, ledge grab, and then slide down, and you can just hover right into the secret. This is probably one of the most frustrating secrets in the game otherwise, because these chucksters are really annoying. Their RNG is frustrating to deal with sometimes. There is something you can do where, in their dialogue, like, between mashing through their text box and them throwing you, you can, like, mash A and B, and Mario can jump dive, after they, like, right before they throw you, and... Wait. Oh my god, that was really lucky. That was really lucky.
Oh,
Holy
nice.
crap. That's called a mouse cycle. I didn't expect to get that. That saves 25 seconds. That's why RNG can be such a hindrance in Piano 5. That's rare for me to happen, because I don't usually do the text box mash strat. Because it's a bit risky, and if you miss it, you know, more often than not die. There's also something called Early Yellow Man where you can do that, and you do Platform Skip, which I did miss Platform Skip, and so that's why I'm surprised I got Ramel, because you can skip one of the platforms with one of the chucksters, and that raises your chance of getting Ramel. But that time I missed it, and I still got Ramel, so that was, like, extremely lucky. Yeah, so Piano 5 is interesting in that regard. It makes early game, it can basically decide how good or bad your early game is. Usually. So otherwise, I would have had to wait for that guy to go to, like, the complete other side of the platform, and, it would have wasted a lot of time, and he can also stop at random points, on the platform, and he can stop for as long as he feels like it. It gets really annoying, and that's also why RNG is super annoying in Piano 5. And technically you can manip him, with something called Rat Bounce, but it's still annoying when you get bad RNG. Otherwise, though, Piano 6 here is one of the most interesting levels in the game. Probably the most IL level ever. Shoutouts to Fetch. Except in this, in 120, you have to get all these blue coins. That was a good Piano 6. 148's probably the second best time I've ever gotten. I missed the text box skip because he didn't talk to the guy. But 120 movement is still interesting in Piano 6, because there's a lot that can go into this. I saw SB get like a 156, which is just insane. And I've gotten a 150, which is pretty nice. We're gonna get that M so we can skip this blue coin text box right here. By getting the shine at the same time. Pretty nifty. We're gonna see that, I think, one more time in the run later.
I am officially back.
Yay!
You get to hear my voice again. Sorry for your loss.
That's not a loss in my opinion, but... Alright, we are finishing up Pianta here. I'm gonna fight Shadow Mario. Spray him down again. We're gonna route on a blue coin here while waiting for the shine to spawn in. Oh, whoa, okay, alright. Spin jumps can be a little funny because sometimes they just drop, and you can't do anything about it. They literally just don't work sometimes, and it's really frustrating when that happens in one of those floodless levels and you just die and lose your run, but... And that's happened numerous times. This is one of the things you have to get over in this game. Sometimes it's a controller issue, and I think sometimes it's literally just a game issue. There's not much you can do about it.
From my experience in other games, it wouldn't surprise me if it's some sort of polling issue.
Yeah. So this is Honey Skip. I'm not doing Jelly Skip here. There's a strat where you can... There's a blue coin that I just went right by, basically. Oops, I clipped out. I'm gonna try to focus up a little bit and explain this afterwards.
Yeah. Going for Jelly Skip, if you get it, you can get that blue coin when you're diving. If you fail it, you get stuck in there.
Yeah, and the best backup for that is to save warp. Okay, so unfortunately I clipped out of Honey Skip and lost a little bit of time. Probably didn't lose any time over just watching this cutscene, but that's one of the cutscene skips in this game, found by Honey SM64. It was a really old SM64 runner that I think also ran this game for a bit. That just skips the cutscene where you see Shadow Mario come out of a turtle boat, and he's kidnapped Princess Peach, and he sticks a giant tongue out, like a huge tongue out at you. It's so weird. I don't know why his tongue is so big. Interesting choice. Okay, so I just saved like a minute right there. It may have seemed like I was going to exit the course, but exiting the course like continues the game for a bit after you press the after you click the option. So what it does is just it skips the cutscene where this guy, Mecha Bowser, comes out. And that seems like a minute. And we're gonna see that again after this fight. I just missed 2 shots, whatever. Yeah, this fight can be a little annoying. It's really annoying when you miss your rockets. Do a little thing called straight shot here, because otherwise it's like RNG what direction your rockets are gonna go. For some reason, I don't know why they made it that way. Just gonna hold down R right before it clicks so I can shoot straight at him. Oops, I paused a little early. So I just saved another 2.5 minutes right there.
Yeah. For reference, these are the only 2 cutscenes where this works.
Yeah.
If you do this on any other cutscene in the game, you get sent to the title screen.
Yeah. It's really interesting that it works that way. People have tried to theory craft, oh, what if you skip the PD Piranha cutscene in Bianco 2? But no, it just restarts the game. Sends you right back to the start.
It does make me wonder if the reason it doesn't do that is because there's multiple cutscenes in one.
Probably, actually. That would be a good explanation. Alright, this level sucks. This is Pennant 2, but we gotta unlock these basket blues, and this is basically RNG.
Yeah, it is a lot.
That was amazing. That didn't work. Okay.
That was a Sunshine hitbox moment.
Yeah. I think it's because it hit me and not the basket.
This won't be the last time you see this. But yeah, those like you have to rely on a lot on getting stuff like purple bills.
Because purple bullet bills will attract towards you. I just got one right there that was really lucky. Normally, for that basket, I have to wait like a million cycles just to get a purple bullet bill. Which can be really annoying and a huge time loss at some points. I mess with the minute here. Otherwise, for a lot of these baskets, you can just manipulate the mole into shooting the bullets, shooting the black bullets, which don't home in on you, right into the baskets. There's a little thing you can do that Pogonator discovered. I don't think I pronounced that name right. I am so sorry. Where you can, like, sort of manip the black bullet bills into going your direction once they're going back down, but it's a little finicky still. But yeah, so we did a mole skip. That just skips having to throw bombs at the mole right there. Because when you get close to him, he's gonna start throwing bombs at you. Luckily, I got good RNG in this split, so I'm not losing like any time. Not losing much time. That was pretty good. I'll take that.
Yeah, very solid.
So yeah,
And now,
mole skip sucks. We're gonna see it again right here, actually.
and now an exception to the event cutscene rule: doing the doing the red coin secret for for Pinner 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because right now, there's no event cutscenes at all. We're not going to see an event cutscene for a couple more levels until we do Pin of 4. Because that unlocks Yoshi in the plaza. But I'm going to do Mole Skip again here. This is our first red coin, hidden red coin level. After you finish a secret, you get a red button, and you get Flood back, so you can get these red coins. A lot of them are really interesting, and it's really cool to see what kind of cycles people can make with interesting movement. Right here I'm just going to do 34 strats, basically go-to for Pinna 2 reds. But yeah, we're going to see a lot of these in the second half of the run. It's the only one we do in the first half. Because we don't have to worry about event cutscenes right now, so it's just convenient to get it out of the way early. Alright, I'm going to focus up for this next level. So this level can be really tricky with the cycles. Pinna 3, really frustrating level to learn. Another 8 red coin level. But we have to route in blues, and every third rotation, these ships do like a full flip. It's like, I don't know why you would ever ride these pirate ships. This is a messed up amusement park. I would never go here, probably. Or maybe I would. I don't know.
the amount of OSHA violations. This is the top 5 most technical shines in the game.
Yeah. Ooh, that's never happened. The positioning was off there, but that doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, good recovery.
I backed that up really well, yeah. Alright, so that's kind of 3. Got one more red coin to get here. Something exclusive to Japanese as well. When you get shocked by those electric Koopas there, you can hover out of it, and the other versions you can't. It's really weird. I don't know why they made it that way, but
they are also
yeah.
in completely different positions. In
yeah, they're on a different cycle in JP.
Yeah, and in PAL and NTSC, I don't know if it's just me, but they're always in the biggest piece of shit positions possible, it feels.
Literally, yeah.
But yeah, that was really good execution of that level,
Yeah,
even with the backup.
That was a good Pen of 3. I'm glad I backed that up because that can be really frustrating if you fall down. Pen of 3 is probably my best level in the game. I do strat in 90% called Boat Hop, and I have a pretty good gold for my level.
And now for probably the worst level in Pinner.
Yeah, probably one of the worst levels in the game. This is Pen of 4. We've got these Snooze Koopas here. We're gonna wake them up with our water. And the goal here is to not do that. Oh, I still made one cycle. Oh my god.
How the fuck? Okay.
That was insanely clutch.
That
Okay,
was
so
very clutch.
the goal is to ground pound all these guys, like like before the sunflowers spawn and start these cutscenes, so you can get all these cutscenes at like the same time, like all consecutively. And that's called a one cycle. I'm surprised I was able to do that. Otherwise, you have to wait for the cutscene, and then you have to go back and ground pound them, and cycles can be difficult. 2 cycle loses like 10 seconds. 3 cycle can lose. Cycle, you might as well just reset at that point, right?
I was
So
very
Pinafore could be
fearful.
one of the most frustrating levels in the game because it's just so like the mechanics make no sense sometimes, but luckily it worked in my favor right there.
Nearly thought my internet died again there. Thankfully not.
Alright, so 90% you would skip this level, but we have to do it in this category, so we're gonna do it now. And it's
Just
basically
yeah.
useless to skip this level in 120.
This is one of my favorite levels in the game in terms of movement, and it's just not in any percent.
Yeah. Right. Pretty long cutscene here. And we're gonna get these O's, because this is like the best place to get them, because they're just like right here, and basically not gonna get them anywhere else. I mean, technically you can route them in at another point if you, for some reason, miss them, but I don't know why you would miss them. Try backflip dive here. Worked out, nice. Okay, cool. That's Pen of 5. Alright, so now we got another case of RNG, and another reason why Pen is one of the worst levels of the game.
I used to defend this level. No
Yeah.
idea why. I've grown up.
So yeah, this is Pen of 6. Pen of 6 is another floodless level, but we gotta do a lot of blue coins before entering. And we gotta make sure Yoshi's orange. And we gotta get the right fruit for Yoshi as well. And whatever fruit Yoshi wants is RNG. What am I gonna get? Coconut. Coconut is one of the worst fruits you can get, but it's not a big deal, at least in this level. Actually, coconut's fine.
It's been so long that I don't even remember. Luckily, the fact you need to turn Yoshi orange, there is just a papaya right there.
Yeah. This is RNG right here. And I got unlucky, actually, because Yoshi's tongue just completely went right past it. This bird sucks. This bird's one of the worst things in the game. I got him right there, at least.
And now for funny mashing A and B. Oh no, wait, you do this first.
Yeah. I'm gonna get these links. Ooh.
God,
Make
you're
sure
nowhere
you don't
near
drop Yoshi in the water here. Because if
Yeah.
Yoshi touches water, he's instantly dead. And that can really suck.
This level is one of the best showcases of the movement in 120
Sure.
Shine.
Okay. And then this butterfly also sucks. So this butterfly can be in right or left side of this thing, and if you don't know how to eat him, he can really screw you over, and Yoshi's tongue can go right through him a million times.
Now for one of the harder secrets.
Penna 6 is very cycle-based right here, but I'm going to do something called over the top to the right. I'm just going to go right over this wall.
If you want to do a strat that is slower than that and way harder, you can also do under the top.
Under the top.
It's not worth it. It looks cool, but it's not worth it.
Right. So we just got Pinna 7, and after Pinna is where routes really start to get interesting. That's where routes really start to diverge in this category. Because after Pinna 7, it's like pretty ambiguous where you go next. And I do a pretty unique route personally. But right here, Pinna 7 can be a little frustrating. So Shadow Mario, for some reason in this level specifically, has significantly more health and takes more damage in this level to defeat him than any other Shadow Mario level. I don't know why. I guess they just forgot how to program or something.
Also, I wasn't crazy. That's actually a thing. I'm learning a lot of new things here, and I've ran this game for years.
So luckily, unfortunately I missed the quick kill there. On that ledge right there with the tree, you can, like, basically one-shot him with some spam sprays with the right timing, but I missed it. Luckily I didn't lose that much time right there. Alright, so I'm gonna do a Beyblade right here. I'm gonna try a Beyblade right here. It can be a little goofy. But we are going to Grass Pipe, or Red Bird. Nice. That's a Beyblade. Those were discovered in 2019. Pretty recent, all things considered. No, that was 4 years ago now. Sunshine's a 22-year-old game, or 21-year-old game, so... yeah, that's a Beyblade. You can, like, do a little spin with Flood there, and then off, like, steep slopes where Mario would normally, like, butt slide, as it's called. You can get a lot of speed and get a really, like, speedy spin jump. And we're gonna see that a few more times in the run, especially later on. And that, being discovered in 2019, changed the scene a little bit, with this game and optimizations and stuff. There's some levels where it can really save a good amount of time. Nope. So Beyblades were a really nice discovery. I think Noki Doki discovered them. I technically did one earlier, but I didn't go off a slope. I just did it for the sake of getting a spin jump. Alright, so... a lot of people would go to Rico at this point in the run, but I'm not doing that quite yet because of a route choice that I have made.
Oh, interesting.
We're just gonna get Yoshi right here. My banana went on top of the tree, because spraying fruits is fun, and the physics make a lot of sense. Gotta remember to unlock Serena here. The only way you can do it is with Yoshi. Technically, you can do Serena whenever, but why would you do that when you can get Yoshi here? Serena whenever is a really cool trick. But you don't see it in a lot of places other than Bingo and like 10 Shines, No Shine, and some other category extensions.
That was nearly a questionable Sunshine Blue coin moment.
That bird was interesting, yeah.
I have seen that coin go out of bounds.
Yeah, it can suck. Sometimes blue coins go out of bounds in this game, and it's really annoying. I'm not doing some tricks called Jelly Skip, where you can skip spraying those jellies with Yoshi. And it saves a little bit of time, but it's not the most necessary, at least for me. But you'll see top level runners doing it, and it's really cool. This is Beach Clip. A lot of people go to the fruit stand to do this clip, but I do Beach Clip here. It's just more convenient for me, and I can route in that Fire Pea onto there. This is Lily Pad, and normally you're supposed to ride boats for like literally 5 minutes, and it takes so long. Like, it's really painful to sit through. But we literally just skipped that by clipping out of bounds there and then going underwater with Yoshi. Beach Clip is a relatively new strat.
I remember seeing it, but I never remember it being implemented for a while.
Yeah. There's another strat that a lot of people do here for Lily Pad, where you take a banana and clip into the pipe without even needing Yoshi at all. Because as we saw, there's another jelly on top of this pipe, and the only way you can get in here is with Yoshi. But if you do that banana clip, you can also get in here without Yoshi, and that allows for some other interesting route changes in this run, too. But I don't do that strat because it's silly. Alright. We're gonna finish up Bianco in the first half here, going to Bianco 6. One of the hardest secrets, honestly. Another, like, this really tricky secret, and cycles can be really difficult to work with here.
One of the hardest secrets in the game, for sure. And probably the cause of most of my mid-game resets when I ran any percent.
Yeah, ain't that just the way?
For a while, there was this route used that did Bianco 6 and 7 early called German route in any percent. It's fallen out of favor, though technically, if you still want to do Bianco 6 early, half German, which only does Bianco 6, only loses about 10 seconds?
I think it's 3 seconds, actually.
Yeah,
it's just
really
one extra event cutscene that you get. So yeah, that's, similarly, SB, in his record, does a route where he does Bianca 6 and 7 early. I messed up the cycles here, unfortunately. Yeah, that can really suck when that happens. I thought I wasn't gonna make a jump, so I didn't go for it, and then kind of messed up the cycles, but it's like 5 seconds, it doesn't really matter.
I would have tried to do something stupid and died.
Yeah, that's where people tend to die in Bianca 6, is at the very top. It can really suck if you die at the top, because it takes Mario like 10 years to fall all the way down, and then you gotta wait for all the cubes again when you respawn, and it's just so frustrating. You can lose like 50 seconds to a minute normally. It really stings when that happens, and it's happened to me numerous times. I've killed multiple runs to that. I missed one shot. There's a one-shot strat you could do with Shadow Mario there. It's really cool when it happens.
I love going for it when I can.
Yeah. Alright. So, Serena Beach. This is one of the most RNG-heavy levels. Got 3 levels here, especially that are RNG-heavy. and can really suck to get bad RNG. This is where a lot of runs go to die. As said in a, I think a GDQ run, if you're ahead going into Serena, you know you're not going to make it out ahead.
Yeah. Serena Beach, though, in terms of a gameplay context, in 120 Shines is very interesting. Especially with recent developments relating to being able to go through the doors in the mansion that are normally completely locked off has opened up a bunch of opportunities to get coins that we weren't able to before, or get that were more out of the way if we didn't find a way to get through those doors.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do Hutless here. Technically, this isn't the most optimal unless you get good RNG, but I'm gonna try my hand here because why not? Manta is a really dumb level. I really don't like this boss fight. It's RNG how they split, and then you gotta be able to manage them too. And it could be really frustrating when you lose where the last like big Manta is. Like right now. Please be the last one. Thank you. We're gonna route in this blue coin over here because it's just the best, and it attracts the mantas over to that side of the beach. And then get a bad Hutless there.
Yeah, that's an issue mostly seen on Japanese version, where the goop is still there even if it looks cleared. And that comes into more of an effect in a later level.
Yeah, invisible goop can be really frustrating in JP. You kind of just saw that right there. That was, I think, invisible goop.
Yeah.
And I'm out of water. Oops. So, I guess something I have kind of not explained yet is spam sprays. When you press A and R together, that's like, and you can like kind of mash it. You do these like huge like shotgun sprays that do a lot of spread, and they really easy to clean goop with, and really easy to fight the manta with. So, it is a very helpful trick to have, and I've been doing them basically all run. You see me clean off graffiti with them and stuff. And use them a lot in Serena 1 and Serena 6. But definitely one of the most useful, like, probably the most useful tech. This is my least favorite secret in the game. This is Serena 2. The entrance sucks. The secret itself is really, like, really precarious. You gotta like kind of weave through these boos as you wall kick up this totem pole, and the totem pole can sometimes drop your wall kicks. It gets really frustrating.
If you're ahead in mid game into this level, you won't be ahead.
Yeah. I almost died right there. Just as an example of how dangerous this level can be.
This is the level I am probably single-handedly the most scared of.
Yeah, I'm same. It's very nerve-wracking. I'm gonna try this momentum spin right here. And I got it. Nice. That is a pretty hard strat. I actually dropped that for quite a while.
God.
Also, I got screwed over by the sand blocks there, because for some reason it changes Mario's animation.
Holy fuck, that was scary.
Really scary ending there. Yeah, the momentum spin could be really risky. It saves like 2 seconds-ish, and if you drop the spin, it loses like a minute, so you're just like kind of crying at that point. And I have killed a lot of runs to dropping that spin. Hence why I like just dropped the strat altogether for a while, but it's a pretty nifty time save to have at a higher skill level. Okay, so this is Serena 3, another interesting level where we're gonna Normally, you have to get Yoshi and go through a bunch of rooms, and then eat pineapple, and then, yada yada. But, we could just ignore that. I'm gonna get this banana. Say goodbye to Yoshi. Bye, Yoshi. We're gonna walk up right up here, and then...
Banana
right
split.
here. Banana split. That was really good, actually.
I always, there is a way of doing that strat that is easier, quote unquote, where you ground pound and do it.
Yeah, normally I do that, but I tried to... I'm trying to get better at timing without the ground pound, because it saves a little bit, but just like a little bit. It's like half a second. It's like a minor optimization.
I remember losing a PB pace run when I didn't do the ground pound strat.
Yeah,
That
same
was-
here.
It's so funny, but it's so dreadful.
Yeah, I've lost around this Arena 3. Or, I've almost lost around this Arena 3. My first 121 lost like 35 seconds or something. So, Arena 4. This level normally is really stupid and tedious, but we're gonna do something really nice here. Really convenient. Saves a boatload of time. This is a casino skip. We're gonna go above here. We're going to sidestep through this invisible wall and go into the pipe.
Almost hole in one.
Almost hole in one. Sometimes you can just land right in the pipe. It's really nice, but unfortunately I was a little off there. As long as I don't die here like I did in my PP. I had a really interesting death here. It's very unique. Sometimes in this game you just have really unique things happen to you. It's like really funny when it happens too. I'm not gonna go for the momentum spin here. It's a pretty risky strat. Feels like RNG sometimes, to be honest. But we have a pretty nice blue coin count right now. Ha 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 ha.
Teehee. Certified
And
teehee moment.
we're going into the run killer level. King Boo is the killer of a lot of people's runs, especially Tobo. Oh my god. The amount of times I've seen Tobo like 20 seconds ahead of his PB and just losing his run to King Boo is so painful.
I've never seen someone lose that much to King Boo.
Yeah. This guy can really suck. Because you can get some things called extra cycles, where they just lose like 7 or 8 seconds each, and then on occasion you can get like 4 or 5 of them, and you just lose like a boatload of time, and you're just screwed. Like your run's
You
just
going
bad.
for cycle skip, Lamouth?
I'm not going for cycle skip. Maybe I
You're
should.
not
I
a
don't know.
master
I don't
yet.
actually know how to do it. So technically, you can skip some cycles here, but it's a 1 in 64 chance per cycle, and you have to do it twice, and you have to get good fruits, and it's like basically it's basically a 1 in 4,096 chance, because it's 64 squared, 1 over 64 squared.
If you want a very good showcase of how tedious it is, on Average Trey's YouTube channel, there is an entire 50-minute long video dedicated to it.
Yep. So it's a little nice about King Boo. We're gonna have some intended extras here. That's what cycle skips basically skip. Like there's a fruit and then there's an extra, and then there's a fruit, there's an extra. Those are like you're supposed to get extras here, but everything else is an extra cycle, and then it loses 8 seconds each. What's nice about King Boo, which I got on the first cycle, there's a little indicator for the non-intended extras. If there's a question mark in the middle, you're always going to get a fruit. That was cool that I didn't go plan.
Sometimes it feels like Nintendo changed the hitboxes for the fruits just specifically for this level and this level alone.
True. There are some really janky things where sometimes you throw a pepper at King Boo, like if you throw it at his cheek, it disappears, and that like sort of makes sense, right? Like you miss his tongue, like whatever. Is that an extra?
And if you're on one of the ridges,
Might be an extra. I don't know.
if you're on one of the ridges between the rotating floors, sometimes when you throw it, it just flies off into a different direction.
Yeah. And the placements of these fruits is also RNG, and it really sucks sometimes. That wasn't too terrible. I did get an extra, didn't realize it, but not a big deal. But sometimes you can literally just throw fruit directly at King Boo, and it just doesn't work, because hitboxes make sense. Going into our last RNG level, basically, of Serena. It's not as RNG heavy, but spam sprays have basically a random pattern to them for how they spray. Also on JP, as we said before, there's invisible goop, and that can really suck in this level. Because sometimes it seems like you've cleaned the entire frickin' beach, and yet there's still invisible goop around that you have to clean, and you can't see it, so you just have to spray at random to find it, and it can lose a lot of time if you're unlucky. So that's where JP can really suck in this level, and that's where Al and NTSU can be really nice. The other thing...
This is a level where even if you play it the same on both NTSEJ and the other version, you can just randomly lose 10 seconds just because of JP's bullshit.
Yeah. The other thing, I don't know how true this is anymore, because some people have, like, kind of looked into it a little more recently. For a while, we have believed that on JP, you have to clean 99% of the beach, and on the Paladin CSU versions, you only have to clean 95%. We're starting to think through some other theory crafting, like, it might just be because of the invisible goop being present, that it makes a difference, but we aren't fully sure. But some people have definitely tested it out between, like, JP and 3D All-Stars and the Paladin CSU versions. That was a good Serena 6. I got a really good time there. My best time I've ever gotten is like a 205, 207 or something. 203 is solid.
Shouts to 3D All-Stars randomly having the level complete instantly.
Yeah,
which is something you only saw in really old Dolphin builds.
Mm-hmm. Because 3D All-Stars is a crappy emulation port on the Switch. Has... Like, I'm not a fan of 3D All-Stars, like, because whenever I see it, it's just like, there's input delay, the frame rate is, like, really trash.
They put all their effort into Galaxy and then did fuck all for everything else.
Literally, because the other ports on 3D All-Stars, well, 64 is not great.
It's alright.
Well, 64 is terrible, yeah. 64 is terrible, and SMS is pretty bad, but not as bad. Luckily, when they added GameCube controller support,
yes. And then Galaxy, that is the best version of Galaxy you can play.
Yeah. Good for speedruns, good for casual. There I sprayed the triangle on the middle floor from the bottom. It's a little precise where the positioning of that is, but I managed to get it. But we are done with Serena. I've actually crashed my game, probably one of the most, like, probably my most iconic clip, in a bingo match at the very end. I crashed my game in Serena 7 by standing under the shine and unlocking that blue coin at the same time. It, like, full-on crashes the game. It's a hard lock, like, you actually have to hard reset your Wii to get out of it.
Like a full-on hard crash?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I know there are I've seen clips of people flipping into the ground with the shine. Or like if Shadow Mario dies, dies on the stairs, and you just randomly clip through.
I think that also happens if you have stored downward speed by either ground pounding or rolling out. It's pretty jank, nonetheless. But yeah, I was at the very end of a bingo match, and it was the last goal I had to click to win. It was like Serena Shadow Mario, except as a little joke, I sprayed that triangle. I didn't need it, but I did it, like, you know, for a little gag or whatever. And then I ended up crashing my game. So the mod team had to decide whether or not I actually won the match, but I still won. But it was one of the most janky bingo matches like anyone's ever seen. It's probably one of the funniest things, period. It's like so funny to think back on. But yeah, shoutouts to SMS Bingo. I just played a 2v2 match yesterday with over at Sunshine Community. Bingo is so interesting in this game. Probably the most interesting bingo in any speed game, to be honest. I've done numerous tournaments and numerous casual bingos outside of it, and it's really interesting routing choices. There's a lot that goes into it. Probably one of the most interesting, probably the most interesting bingo, as I said before. And a lot of really exclusive strats, too. Alright, Spring Clip. Spring Clip's probably really easy clip right here. I'm gonna play a little risky by diving immediately. Oops. Be a little bit of goofy RNG right there with the sprays on the pots, but it's fine.
Okay, thankfully it didn't drop out for that one. But I'm mad
Yeah.
it's out my favorite IL in the game.
Yeah, Noki 2 is really fun to optimize and stuff.
It's the better version of Noki 1.
Basically, yeah.
It's
Noki 1, you got
really
like all that goop everywhere, and you got Goomies that can spawn under you and screw you over, and then you got the mole, and the bombs are really finicky to deal with, and Noki 2 is just go right past all that, but you still do upwards movement. It's really fun.
There's very rarely
real.
moments of vertical movement in Sunshine,
Yeah.
but Noki is almost entirely vertical movement.
Alright, so we're getting our first underwater level. The underwater physics are interesting in this game with how Mario controls. Look at this helmet, and oops, I messed that up really badly. Oops. Okay, this is a little scuffed. That's fine. Not a big deal.
I feel sorry for the poor kids that didn't realize that Y turning was useful in this level.
Yeah, for real. Alright. Yeah, so a little cute thing about underwater movement is that the hover nozzle is actually not the same hover nozzle as in the overworld. We've kind of come up with a nickname for it called Bastard Nozzle, where if you game over and then respawn in Airstrip, you get the underwater hover nozzle in the overworld, and it just launches you really high up into the air. It's really funny. Alright, Noki 4. I'm going to do a strat here that is a little risky, but saves like 15 seconds or something. Pretty decent amount of time. This is a zip.
Nice.
Gonna have the right water level here so you can get the blue coin. For some reason, up here on this platform, you get like a lot of speed while running around down here. As you can see, I just bonked as a result of the really high speed. And you get a really fast spin jump out of that. So yeah, that zip is a little risky. I didn't do it until pretty recently in my runs, but it saves a decent amount of time. So this is another optimization found back in like 2021. You get 3 blues here in Eel. Normally you would do all this in Noki 8 way later in the run. You get 3 blues here in Eel, and then you get 1 blue in Noki 8 and still make the cycle in Noki 8. And it saves like, I think 4 seconds? Either 4 seconds or 10 seconds, I cannot remember the number. It's a pretty nice time save to have, though. Alright, so Eel sucks. This boss fight is really difficult to learn. It has a lot of mechanics to it that you gotta understand in order to have it go well. I'm gonna try to focus up a little bit here because I want to go for 6 Tooth. Hey, we got 6 Tooth.
Nice. I managed to fucking... My internet came back in time to catch you get the 6.
And this is cutscene skip. For some reason when Mario... Oh, I missed it? Oh, that's so silly. I think air damage canceled out my cutscene skip there. I might have gone for the wrong bubble at the start, and that's why that happens. So, cutscene skip. You can skip this cutscene that I'm watching right now. It takes forever. It's like 15 seconds. Not a big deal that I missed it, I guess.
This is another difference between the JP 1.0 version and the rest of the version. As you can see, the air, you can't get it with air damage in JP 1.0 for some reason, so it cancelled out the damage she did take from the tooth. But in the other version, it doesn't happen. In fact, you can skip the cutscene with oxygen damage.
Yeah. Because when Mario's flashing red with taking damage, that skips the cutscene for some reason, and you can get that by damaging Mario on that tooth, or taking damage from air, but that's basically only possible on the Paladin and TSE versions, because you get a lot more frames with Mario flashing red. You basically get I think half a second on JP, so it's basically impossible. It's really, really slim. That cutscene skip saves 15 seconds. Fortunately, I missed it, but it's not a big deal. 6 Tooth is also a difficult strat. I learned semi-recently. You want to clean 6 Tooth off the eel before he starts to spin, and it can be really... you have to be really fast with it. Eel has a lot of ins and outs. A lot of things you have to pay attention to and stuff. And that went well until the cutscene skip, but still a decent showcase of that boss fight.
This is another Piantissimo where he's just ludicrously slow. Slow for even Piantissimo standards.
Yeah, you will never lose this race unless you're silly and forget to touch the flag, like a lot of runners have in the past. Always remember to touch that McDonald's straw. The flag looks like a McDonald's straw. You can't tell me otherwise.
I see it. I see it.
Okay, this is Noki 6. This is where a lot of runs also go to die. Noki 6 is probably another one of the most difficult secrets in the game. Casually
It's definitely the most infamous.
Yeah, definitely has earned the title Choky 6 historically. This level can be really frustrating. I'm doing cliff entrance here. You'll see a lot of runners do use the ropes, and I'm trying to learn that strat. It's just really frustrating because ropes make no sense in this game. But that does take a couple seconds, but it did
They're
not do
very
here.
quirky. Actually, this game is very janky, if you couldn't tell from a lot of things.
No, that ledge grab killed it. That was green cycle. It's insane how optimized Noki 6 is. I think it's actually near perfection, to be honest. I'm pretty sure that's what I've heard. But world record strats for Noki 6 are insane. And I did green cycle, which is I do green cycle without platform skip, which is the third fastest or fourth fastest strat you can do. But there's a strat called Galapagos that JJ goes for. He's the 90% world record holder, by the way. I just got it like a couple days ago. Freaking king. And there's also Nail Strat, which is insanely difficult. Like both of those strats are insanely difficult. Alright, we are done with Noki. I luckily got enough damage on him so he doesn't do these wall kicks. That loses like 15 seconds if that happens. It's really unfortunate when it does.
Luckily, you didn't pull a calf.
Yeah, that's called pulling a calf. Because iconically, Cathalon had a world record run that like kind of died to Noki 7.
It was I think it was the first potential 118.
I think so, yeah.
It was either the
Alright, so
first
this is
118 or 117. I don't remember.
other one, yeah. That sounds about right. Alright, so this is a pretty unique thing I do. I'm gonna do Fruit Ladies right here after Noki. A lot of people tend to do this in second half. I'm doing this right now. Because I like to get out of the way, because these Fruit Ladies can be really annoying, especially with these Durians right here.
Really interesting to see your route variations. Is this like a route that specifically you do, or?
I know a few other people that do it. I know some people that do it. So after I do Fladies here, I'm going to do Box Game 1. I know a few other people that do it into the Chuckster Shine, which I'm not doing until a little later. But I'm not going for that, because I have another way I do Chuckster Shine later on. Okay, those are good Durians. Those are really good Durians. This is set up really well. That's silly. That's just fruit physics being silly right there. I'm gonna have to just go up here and... Oh, wow! 2 of them didn't land in. That's interesting. And we're gonna route on this M. Little Beyblade to get a spin jump here, and these Durians are really nice. I really like these Durians. And I gotta play a little soccer here, or football, sorry, I should not offend people, Kipo. It's me being American.
Ronaldinho soccer.
What's that? Alright, and this box game can be a little goofy, because some of these boxes, positioned diagonally, you gotta hit them at the same time. It can be a little tricky, like that, trying to hit them at the same time. But yeah, that was a really good Flady split. I normally lose a lot of time here, like sometimes upwards to a minute. If your Durians fall in the water or fall in that ditch behind the Fruit Lady, it's really unfortunate when those happen. It can be really just frustrating to back up. Alright, so we're heading into our last level of first half here. A lot of runners do Rico earlier, and even do a level in Rico that's RNG heavy way earlier in the run just to get out of the way, but I do that at the very end. That's the last level I do. But right now...
I kind of forgot that you didn't do Rico yet. There are some routes in any percent that do Rico last, but I've never seen this done for 120.
Yeah. At 80%, you can do some save warp tech. The route actually was discovered to lose a second, but it's pretty nice because it pushes Noki a little earlier in the run. And as I said before, Noki 6 can be really nerve-wracking. It can kill runs, so getting out of the way early is nice. But there's also levels in Rico that are really nerve-wracking and can kill runs. So it's like one or the other, basically.
Rico 4.
There's Rico 4 and there's Rico 6. And if you die in Rico 6, that's a minute and a half of time loss, so you're like crying at that point. So I got some exclusive blues that are only in Rico 1 here. 2 of the M's and the submarine blue are only in Rico 1. We've got Goopy Bloopy here. This guy's a little funny. Normally I have to wait for him. Normally I have to like pull off his tentacles and stuff, but we could just skip that. He's gonna slam down his tentacles and we just dive right into his nose. Skips a lot of frustration. But it can still be a frustrating boss fight. I've seen people die on this boss fight. I've even died at this boss fight. Shoutouts to Steve Massey. I just died on Rico 5! Alright. Rico 2. We're gonna run on a blue coin here at the start, but we're gonna have an interesting thing I'm doing afterwards. I'm gonna try to go for some swag thing here. Let's see if I get it. Oh, okay.
Oh,
We're not right past the blooper. These bloopers are a little goofy. You want to get on the blue one, or the green one, whatever it is. Because of the way it controls, it's the fastest blooper to get on.
if you hold up, they all go at the same speed anyways.
Yeah. Nice, we
We
got the swag.
normally-
Yeah,
we
you can die while
probably-
entering that loading zone. It doesn't impact your lives counter at all. But there was a situation in a bingo match where I kind of actually died and barely didn't make it through the loading zone, and it lost me like over a minute. And I don't know if I won that match or not.
I've never knew that.
Alright, so this is
But-
blooperless. It's not the only time we're gonna see this in this run. That was a solid blooperless race.
Normally entry is also done blooperless, but because that blue coin is pretty
Only
sure
in Rico 2.
2, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
You have
fast
to route
just
that in
use-
there. I mean, you can technically get that blue coin without the blooper, but it's just... Why would you do that? Very difficult. Yeah, so that was blooperless race. You have to touch, like, 2 checkpoints in order to finish the race. And you have to get them in order as well. It saves a little bit of time. If you get better than 21, then it saves time over using the blooper. Or you essentially do the same strat, just slower. Alright, Rico 3. I'm gonna do Beyblade here. See if I get it. That was good. Nice.
Nice.
This might be a gold. Barely was not a gold. Damn it. Yeah, that level is... Oh my god. The fastest strat for Rico 3 is so, like... It's so crazy to see. Like, it does not even look human. And luckily, our last Floodless secret of the first half. Rico 4. I'm not doing the Beyblade strat here. There's another cool Beyblade you can do here that saves like 2 or 3 seconds, but it's pretty difficult and really frustrating if you miss it. I'm gonna do Spyro strats. Rico 4. Built by Cited Williams and Pyroshade back in like 2015 or something.
The amount of times
Of course you would say that, Derp.
The amount of times that I've had the spin not come out, and it feels like it only happens on Rico 4.
Yeah.
I've killed so many runs to this godforsaken level.
Luckily that was a good Rico 4, but Rico 4 is like just it's so cycle dependent, and like if you mess up a tiny thing, you'll be off cycle and you lose like 3 seconds. And it can be really frustrating to back up if you mess anything up. And really stings when you die. Well, it stings when you die regardless, but especially in Rico 4. Alright, Rico 5.
Rico 5. Gooper Blooper, slightly more annoying.
Basically, the only difference, though, is that you have to pull his nose longer than the last one. But, I mean, otherwise, he has, like, the spin attack he can do, but, like, you barely ever see that in runs. It does suck, though, when this, like, because sometimes you get to mess this boss fight up because it's silly or something, and then you just lose a lot of time if you mess it up. Luckily, I didn't, but it can get frustrating. Yeah, Gooper Bloopers. Goofy. We actually skipped a blooper fight earlier, when I did Spring Clip and Noki. We don't worry about that at all. We're already past that. Okay, Rico 6. Red coins on the water.
What route do you do at Rico 6 with?
I do normal routes. There's also
Okay, so you're
reverse
not a
route you can do. But I save like a second. It's like a second and a half or something overdoing that route. But it's a little more risky. IMO. A lot of people call it like easier, but I just kind of don't agree. It doesn't really matter what route you do. It just changes how you collect the shine. And collecting the shine is probably the worst part of this level.
Yeah. Nothing is worse than, like, also having, when you're frozen in place, I've had it so that people who just instinctively hold a camera direction on the C-stick, it completely changes the way... It completely changes the way that you face after you exit the cutscene. And,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people die from just not realizing this, because when you also instinctively hold a direction on the control stick, you just fly off into that other direction and hit a wall and die and lose over a minute.
Yeah. It really sucks if you don't know what to do in that situation. All you gotta do is press L, but it can still be hard to deal with.
And if you go towards a wall on green blooper and not hold a stick direction, you don't actually crash.
Yeah. You
Which
can
is
also
another
jump
reason.
on an umbrella or a pianta, whatever bouncy surface there is, and you can actually get rid of the blooper. And that works for Rico 600s if you want to do that for some reason. Even though that hasn't been optimal in like 10 years.
My other favorite way to mess up Rico 6 is accidentally jumping on one of the other bloopers.
Yeah. That happens very often. I think I even did that in my PB. Or just like a recent run. Oh, like a 90% run. Alright, we are done the first half. That was a pretty alright first half. I'm actually ahead of my PB right now.
Oh, nice.
But now we have unlocked Corona Mountain. You've gotten a lot of jokes made about it, since 2020, as you can guess, and everyone's heard the same joke a million times. Huge fan of that roof movement. It's like barely slower. It's like literally a frame slower ultimately than using the umbrellas to get up there. I'm not doing Fast Corona here. Fast Corona is a scam strat that only top runners should do. It saves 5 seconds. Because you like 1 cycle faster than what I'm getting right now.
I don't follow that advice.
So don't do Fast Corona. It's not worth it. Or unless you want to. I don't really care. But it doesn't really matter anyway, because we're doing Chrono Blues. Not actually doing Fast Boat here. We'll see that at the end of the run. This boat could be really janky to control. Once you know how to control it, it's still janky. So basically it changes depending on if you're in the front or the back of the boat. Since I'm in the front of the boat, spraying left makes it go right, and spraying right makes it go left. But since if you go in the back of the boat, if you spray left, it goes left, and you spray right, it goes right. But if this boat touches anything, a pixel of anything, it literally just crashes and you're basically screwed. Luckily, though, we only have to get 4 blue coins here in the lava with the boat. It's a wonder that this boat lives anyway, because it's made out of mud, and it's somehow not just completely, like, melting in this lava. So, let's be some really insane mud. But anyway, we only need 4 blue coins. Now we can hop off the boat and just get the rest of these with just jumping into them.
For reference as well, this exact boat is also in Noki.
Yeah, apparently they're for sale for like 99,999 coins, which you can't even get. But you could just take them for free. Alright, so right here, I'm going to put in my memory card. I'm gonna hover into this blue. And we're gonna dive onto this pillar to exit area a little quicker. So that is memory card strat. If you hover into a blue, and then normally if you hover into a blue and you have your memory card out, you can't continue hovering after the text box. But if you put in your memory card and hit continue, continue without saving, you can keep hovering, and that saves like 10 seconds over dying and resetting Corona right there. Alright, so we're in second half, probably the most fun part of the run. This is where 120 shines, like, the most fun, because any percent, like, 120 shines first half is basically just any percent, and it can get really boring if you run a lot of any percent.
The main thing, also wondering, why do we go to Corona Mountain so early? We now have 0 event cutscenes to worry about, and all the floods in
nozzles
versions. Yeah, all the flood nozzles in Delfino Plaza are completely unlocked.
Yep.
Instead of having to spray Shadow Mario to get them.
So that makes things really convenient for us. Saves on killing Shadow Mario in the plaza, it saves on event cutscenes. So that's why you do all this, all the extra stuff, the entire rest of the game in post-game. And also it unlocks airship reds for us, which we are going to do in a while. Alright, let's see what fruit I get here with Yoshi. Banana, I'm going for 5 reds. And it's banana, so we're going to 5 reds. We're doing Yoshi skip again. We don't actually need Yoshi, it's just faster to do Yoshi skip here. Okay. Piano 5 reds is cool. There's a fast strat you can do here with this chuckster that throws you like really high up. And I'm gonna go for it. You have to draw the right angle though, it can be a little hard, but once you get it down, very nice. I also just didn't mash his text box at all, so he can throw me in a straight line instead of throwing me some random direction.
Yeah,
I missed that red coin.
It's not dependent on what direction you're facing. It's completely dependent on what direction the chuckster is facing. And this is a common rookie mistake that people do if they mash too quickly, and then just get yeeted into a completely different direction and die.
Yeah, it's really jank with these chucksters. Also, you saw earlier, when I did Piano 5 the first time, I did a backwards throw with one of the chucksters. Normally they just throw you, normal direction, but if you press Y, it makes Mario go backwards. And I managed to do that to get Mel Cycle, which is really nice. Okay, so now we're doing Piano Hundreds. I'm gonna do a JP exclusive trick here. Pray that I don't die, because I've actually killed a run to that before. Got Papaya, which is actually the best RNG you can ask for. Pie is always usually the fastest fruit you can get for Yoshi. Except for in one level that I can think of off the top of my head.
Oh, so close.
Yeah.
Technically, you can, like, get it to hit Yoshi directly, right?
I think maybe.
I have to be stupid precise.
Alright, so we got bees here. Bees suck. They count as an enemy blue for a reason. Well, it's actually because they damage you. But I managed to master them fine there, question mark. So yeah, we're down here with Yoshi. Normally you do all these coins first, if you're not on JP, or if you want to do the easier strat. But I'm gonna do a trick that saves 4 seconds here. Cool.
What the fuck?
That was, I want to say discovered in like 2020 or 2019 or something.
I've never saw that in my life. What the fuck? That's sick.
Yeah, so that has to do with JP. Again, you dismount Yoshi higher on JP, allowing you to clip through some things. And you can also do some levels early. It's pretty nifty for bingo. Or some shines, not levels, but still. Really gotta mash for these bees. They can be sucky sometimes, because sometimes Yoshi's tongue just goes right through them. Oops. Alright, that was a good hundreds.
Mash B for the bees.
Be yourself. Alright. That takes care of that. That's our first 100 coin shine. 100 coins are really fun. There's an entire category where you do every possible 100 coin you can spawn, called Trill Hundreds. It was ran at ESA, and Cited Williams is like the main person, basically the only person that runs that now, and he is cracked as all hell. His movement is so good, and like there's so many interesting hundreds, but there's also a lot of hundreds you do basically over and over again, and it can get a little tedious. But there's some actually interesting things that were discovered for that category, so shout out to that category. It's also earned the title Hoop Percent by Modest Tomato for a reason, though, because it's kind of a... I'm supposed to be doing Pianta 8. Oops.
That happens to everyone at least once.
Yeah, I was starting to go for Pianta Hidden. Don't want to forget this bleed on here. That was a sick Y turn, though. I was going for Pianta Hidden again. Imagine if I actually did go through with that and then realized it was a gray shine. Oops, I knocked down the bees. Sorry, bees. Pianta 8's cool. I did a little routing thing here. Some people get both the links in Pianta 6, but I only got one because I'm going to get one here. And we're going to get 2 red coins while on our way to this link. And it saves a little bit of time, I think. Not sure how much, but... Sometimes this beast can knock you off the edge, and it's really funny, but also really painful because it loses 2 minutes.
It's just
shout out to Silo in the 602. Okay. Rocket storage. Discovered by Zelpiku Kirby in 2015. You can store a lot of vertical speed. I also did it in Pianta Hidden.
Been that long? Wow.
Yeah, it's been 8 years. And then in 2016 there was infinite rocket storage discovered, where you can...
Yeah. All this stuff that I remember being around when it first came out. and now it's been 8+ years.
Yeah. Alright, I got lucky there. Those fluffs that you see floating around they're literal RNG. They can get in your way, and sometimes Mario grabs on them, sometimes Mario bonks on them, and they can kill you and kill your run, and literally just due to RNG. However, in Piana Hidden, for the IL strat, actually, you depend on the RNG, and you grab a fluff, and it despawns, and then when it respawns, it warps you to the top of the map, or it warps you like way up, and you can get right over to where Piana Hidden is. And that's happened to some people in runs, and they've gotten really inflated goals due to it. Just by complete accident, because it's just RNG. But fluffs can be really stupid. Alright, so Gelato. Gelato sucks. Doing our last
Definitely
PNT
way
race.
better than the non-blue coin categories, but it's still a questionable level.
Yeah. And both the birds are gone. Yeah, bluebirds in a pain right now. As they always are. Well, I'm not a fan of it, Larvae. Okay, that's bad. And I got really bad RNG. Oh, okay, alright, that works. Yeah, these bluebirds are RNG. Whether they fly or not, it's really frustrating. So you can lose a boatload of time on this level. Leave this guy's back. So that actually worked in my favor right there.
The annoyances of
Only lost 10
Gelato
seconds.
in 120 are more death by 1,000 paper cuts
Yeah,
than anything else.
but we're past Gelato 5, which is probably one of the worst levels in this section.
It's
We still
mostly
have
just like it's
few others.
mostly 2, 5, and 6.
Yeah. And this one. This is Wiggler. This is a Wigglaw, actually, as my friends have been calling it. Wiggler sucks, unless you know what to do, and I sort of know what to do. I actually do know what to do. You gotta do these triangles during this fight. All while timing the hits just right, so you get the right pattern with this guy. It's like mostly execution, but the spot you have to ground pound him, is random. But that's completely random. And I messed up a lot. That's really bad. I was supposed to spray that dune boat open, and it did not work, because I timed it wrong. So, I don't know how to back this up. Think you'll... Yeah. Maybe that's fine. I think I'm still getting the bad pattern. Wiggler sucks in that regard. Okay. And the hitbox is jank as all
You
hell.
almost got the... Oh,
I think
it
I have to
is
back
this-
it up this way.
It
with
is
this
this
dune
clever way
bud.
if you round pound the sand things at the right time, you just yeet into the air. I think that nearly happened to you.
Yeah. So what can happen in Wiggler, if you are unaware of the proper timing, he can go literally underwater, and the spot you have to ground pound him gets completely submerged, and you just can't ground pound it, and you just lose like 30 seconds. When that happens, that's like the saddest thing on the planet. But it theoretically shouldn't happen if you execute it right. But I did not execute that right, and I had to back that up, but not a big deal. That was like 20 seconds. Alright, so this is a level where I found myself grinding this for 12 hours straight a couple months ago. One of the newest strats I have implemented in my runs. This is Gelato 600s. A lot of people do Gelato 300s, with the Wiggler running out and stuff. But I'm doing this in Gelato 6, to broaden some Yoshi blues and stuff. And now I got Papaya here. You gotta pay attention to what fruit you get with Yoshi. That's basically the best spot to do it right there on the swing. And you have to have, like, a good TV, too, which sucks a little bit. If you're playing on, like, a CRT, for example. I would not be able to do this if I was still playing on a CRT, but I'm not playing on a CRT right now, luckily. Papaya is the best RNG we can get here. And you also take this opportunity to unlock the nozzles. Normally, a lot of people do this in Gelato 5, unlocking the rocket there, and then unlocking the turbo. Elsewhere, I can't remember. For some reason it's... Oh yeah, in Gelato Hidden. But this is a nice optimization. It saves a decent amount of time. That's going in the water. Oops. Not mean to do that. The angle was bad there with throwing a papaya. Okay. Alright, that was sick. That papaya throw is really risky, and I probably shouldn't have gone for it, but I did anyway. Just to save me a little bit of time over, messing up the first throw and getting it in the water. You can actually skip this jelly, fun fact. There's a category someone made called All Jelly Skips. I think only one person has run it. There's a pretty insane clip you can do to clip out of bounds and under that jelly, but it's basically useless. Otherwise, it's like basically useless. Sometimes this blue coin can suck. If you eat it at the wrong angle, it spawns in that wall and you lose a lot of time. Because there's like basically no way to get it. Alright, here is the trickiest part of Gelato 600s. You get the turbo here, which means you can't hover, and you have to get these coins on this hill. So, I'm gonna see if I do this right. Nice, that was really good. We got all the coins there. You can afford to miss only one of those in this level. Otherwise, you'd have to back it up with a bunch of backup coins, and it's really slow when that happens, and I missed that rope. That's cringe. These ropes... yeah. These ropes suck with the turbo nozzle. I messed up there. It's really easy to fall if you're not careful. I did not turn enough when jumping. So a little unfortunate time loss. Okay. Fling Mario off that. I was really slow with that rope fling, but whatever. Most convenient thing, though, about Gelato 100s is that you can just do this. You can turbo right to the end of the shine, and it's really convenient. Because in Gelato 300s, you get the rocket, and then you have to, like, do some rocket rollouts, or just... and it's just so painful. It can kind of suck a little bit. But you can just turbo right to the end. It's really nice. And that was Gelato 600s. Yeah, messed up a little bit there. It's a huge deal. I still can't believe that I ever grinded that for 12 hours. That was really stupid of me, but I did it anyway, and... maybe been a waste of time. I don't know. Gelato 4. Rocket Bird time. We're gonna do the Sandbird here with the rocket, and it is really cool. And also pretty difficult, but really cool and done well. Okay.
You should, Fireball. Like, as much as I dog on this game, and a bunch of other people do, it's actually still a really sick game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Alright. So, there's gonna be a bunch of blue coins in these clouds. Okay. Ooh, that barely made it.
Yeah, that was...
Some pretty precise rocket jumps here.
I remember when people thought you couldn't rocket storage off the clouds.
Yeah. Right, so that worked out well. And rocket rollouts. Luckily, I got rocket rollouts here. Sometimes I drop my rollout and slide off and then have to back it up by going to the very bottom of the level and rocketing all the way back up. And that can suck a little bit, but only loses like 10 seconds. Yeah, but that was Rocket Bird. That was a good Rocket Bird too. Messed up the entrance a little bit, but the bird itself was nice. Unfortunately, though, we didn't get to see Waffle Bird because I skipped that. Yeah, for some reason, the bottom of the sandbird looks like a waffle, and it's really silly. All Blues is a really cool category. In Rocket Bird and All Blues, you skip all the red coins, so it's a little interesting there. You just go right for the blue coins in that category, because you don't need the reds. All Blues is a really fun category. It just gets really RNG heavy when you are at a higher level. But I have like a sub 210 in that category, and it's really nice. It's a really fun category when you just have fun with it and don't worry about getting like sub 2. Sub 2 is a really difficult time to get.
If/when I come back to Sunshine, that's probably going to be the category I learn.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's getting the recognition it deserves.
So these fish spots are all RNG. They have two possible spots they can be in. And this is fine. Never mind, it's not. So yeah, that happened. It's really terrible when that happens too. The red coin is just in the rock and I can't get it now.
This level is awful.
Yeah, this level sucks. And you gotta be able to execute it right in order to get a decent time, and if you don't, you'll lose a lot of time. And I messed up quite a bit here, especially with that coin going in the rock. Yeah. Oh my god. And the coral, like, collision can be really janky too. Sometimes you just warp around a little bit. That is not a JP 1.0 only thing, that is in every version of the game, and it sucks all around. So I just lost like 20 seconds because of that. Because it's just difficult, like, the level's just difficult. And just really easy to lose time on. Janky as heck. And if you do it with a hover nozzle, that is like a death wish. Because it's way easier to do with turbo. Alright. We're gonna do a lot of hidden here. Me doing July 600s saved me from having to do a bunch of blues in this level. So that's why Gelato 600 saves a little bit of time, because you route those blues in with the 100 coin shine, and you can just do this level on its own. Ooh, that was a nice rollout spray on that Doom Bud right there. Basically just an instant unlock. Very fast. Really satisfying when that happens. Oh, okay. Slope physics in this game suck. They're just not good. I honestly think the slope physics in this game are probably among the worst of the Mario games.
I think Galaxies might be worse.
Galaxy 2s suck. I feel like Galaxy 1 are fine. Like, I don't know, slope jumping in Galaxy 1's fun and stuff, but I think slopes in every Mario game are just not good.
Almost as if they don't want you to actually go up them.
True.
And then
Alright, this level
it.
is more RNG, yay! And the mirrors also have really janky mechanics that you have to work around. A lot of people actually do this with hover, but I'm going to do it with rocket because it's way easier. Just saves a lot of trouble with climbing up these mirrors and stuff. Okay. And yeah, the positions of these plungelos are completely random, basically. You just gotta execute it right. And still a little bit of learning I have to do with this level, but... If you're gonna tell already, though, that this game has a lot of RNG, and it's extremely RNG heavy. So much RNG to deal with, and it can really suck it sometimes. The second mirror should be fine. So yeah, the jank thing about the second mirror specifically is that, for some reason, I don't know why, you have to make sure that the plungelos are close to each other, and you have to ground pound on like basically the exact opposite side of the mirror to make it work, or else they'll just stay on the mirror and ignore your ground pound altogether. It's really frustrating and can lose a lot of time if you don't know how to do it, and sometimes it just doesn't work anyway, because why not? But we got lucky there at least. Bad Gelato 2. We're gonna have another instance of skipping a blue coin text box. By spraying this sand shine right here. And going right into the shine. Alright. Alright, so we're kind of winding down with gelato content. We're just about done. This is the longest level in the game, or longest section in the game, that you just stay in. But we are just about done. We can stop seeing this annoyingly bright level. I never liked gelato as a kid. I don't know about anyone else. I miss the Dune Bud. I'm silly. It's probably one of the only fun levels in Gelato. Gelato 1. So there's some fun movement you can do here. There's a really cool strat where if you despawn one of these sand blocks and then like land on it with like at the same frame that it respawns, you can up warp. It does not save time, it loses time actually. Loses like half a second or something, but it is very swag. I unfortunately did not do it there. And we just have Gelato 1 reds left and we are done with this level, thank god. Such a relief. It's always a relief when you get out of Gelato in this category. Gelato 1 reds is probably one of my favorite reds, to be honest. I really like this level for some reason. You gotta watch out for at the end, though, is rolling out past the shine. You don't want to do that, because that just kills you. And that was a really solid time. Kind of missed the last coin. It would have been a 38, but still, 37 solid. Alright. So that was that was barely a sub 20 gelato. I got a 1959 gelato segment there. Now is when we do a bunch of various Delfino shines. Oops. There's my water slide. There's a neat video about this level that was just made by Trey. Peach Pipe. So we're not doing the IL strat because it's not worth going for in runs. I am one of the 25 people tied for second place in this IL. Nice, we fell right into the shine. That's optimal. There's also like a random ledge in that level for some reason. Alright, so normally a lot of people do these with Jelly Scope 2.0 or do it with at the very start of the run. I'm doing this now. This is Sewer Blues. Doing Fruit Stand clip into out of bounds here. The special thing you have to remember about these out of bounds sections is that you have to always be jumping. Because if you stay on the ground for more than 30 frames or 1 second, you will die. You will literally just die. Same went for in Pianta 500s when I clipped out of bounds there. I actually called a run to that because I was too slow with getting back on Yoshi. But yeah, I just routed in Sewer Blues as Chuckster. It's another unique thing about my route.
You could probably guess what happened.
Yeah. Alright, so Airstrip Reds.
Underrated shine.
This shine is pretty fun. It's a nice turbo shine. Just to have some fun with the turbo nozzle. Ice block right here. And all blue coins, you literally have to go to post game to get that one blue coin, and that's it. It's the only blue coin you can get. You have to get outside of. It's the only blue coin in post game that's like exclusive to post game. Alright. So here in Airstrip Reds, we are getting a bunch of coins. And you gotta make sure you end this with 99 coins, because when you spawn back in Delfino, you're gonna keep your coins that you get from here. And that means we only have to get 1 coin to finish off the 100 coin shine that's in Delfino. And it makes it very convenient and quick. The sucky thing, which I was very close to doing there, is getting the 100 coin shine here, and then having to have the Chuckster and Delfino take coins away from you so you can get back under 100 and then spawn the shine that way. You don't want to spawn the 100 coin shine in Airstrip. That's bad. And I've done that before, and it's really sucky. So we're just going to spray this window. And miss the coin. And then this turbo spin jump can be really janky. I was told recently that if you jump into the water and then do the spin jump, it actually works like every time. So that's nice and consistent. And here's another janky jump as well. The reason I'm not actually turboing everywhere is because at top speed, water slides are faster than the turbo nozzle. The in-game top speed for hover sliding is 100.5, which is actually the highest speed you can go. And turbo only lingers around like 80, and I think 70 something in the water. So it's not quite as fast, but it's definitely faster for traveling in the water. Alright, so that is one of the hardest jumps ever. Everyone messed up that jump. I actually just golded. That was really nice.
Nice. Absolute gaming.
Top secret. I do this with turbo. You can actually clip into this early with a fruit. You don't actually need the turbo for this. These doors normally can only be broken down with the turbo nozzle. But you can actually clip into this with a fruit. I could have done that for swag here, but I decided not to. But it is a nice strat for like bingo and stuff, and like 20 shines or 10 shines. It used to be like my main category when I started running this game. For some reason, I don't know. I was 14. I was
I
silly.
remember when I did a run of 20 shines hoverless,
Oh yeah.
which is actually a very interesting category.
Alright, so we're heading into one of the most infamous levels in this game. The Pachinko machine. Really janky physics, and there is a workaround with them, but it's still difficult. Wow, I barely made it into that loading zone. I think you're intended to get the rocket, but why would you do that to yourself?
Oh, I think the intended way is to ride on a boat.
That too. As a kid, I always took the rocket, and I missed the jump dive, so we are having to back this up. If you know how to back up Pachinko, it's fine, but still sucks. Like, it still loses a lot of time to have to back it up. Can really suck. Sometimes on this shoot as well, like thing that makes me bounce up, you can just phase through red coins for some reason. And I found that like dive ground bounding into the bouncy thing consistently gets you all 3 coins, but otherwise, like, it's stupid when you just phase through the coin. Alright, we made it at Pachinko with no huge complications. I almost died, but we're fine. So the worst is out of the way. Now, this is the hardest level in the game. This is extremely hard. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Oh, and I did it.
Oh, nice. Was that like I'm trying to guess what you did there. Was it going into that you can exit your the turbo nozzle quick and then dive straight into it?
No, you literally just charge through the door with a turbo nozzle and collect the shine.
Oh! Oh, it's just weird because I swear I saw a dive.
There is a strat there, actually. You can clip in there with a fruit. You can clip through almost any wall in this game. I think you can also clip in there with Yoshi if you want to, but I'm not doing that. I just got the right bell. There is also another bell you can claim to get a shine, and you can use a Yoshi clip to get that too. Really fascinating, actually. Right. Lighthouse is interesting. You need to get enough height to where you do like a powered up ground pound of sorts here. I missed the shine, unfortunately. You can actually do this with Yoshi. If you spin jump and then dismount and then ground pound from all the way up there. But that's basically only doable on JP because of the dismount height. The other interesting thing about Lighthouse, I mean, there's the infinite wall kick strat you could do as well if you just want to skip that altogether, but why would you do that to yourself? That's very painful. Lighthouse as well, for some reason if you stand on the edge of the rock, you can actually charge up your rocket a second time and get the shine a little quicker. Unfortunately missed it there because it's a little tricky, but yeah. Alright, so we're done with Delfino shines after this. Shine Gate. Shine Gate sucks. A lot of people took runs here. I'm not even kidding. Case in point. Oh no, I barely missed it. That sucks. Okay.
Oh my god, you nearly missed it again.
Yeah, I went for a little swag there. Ground pounding into shines, because ground pounding puts your falling speed at maximum. So it makes you fall to the ground quicker to collect the shine. So for some of the levels where you, for some of those shines where you rocket into the shine, ground pounding is a little quicker, but it can be easy to miss the shine. Alright, Bianco. We're finally wrapping up. Bianco here. Oops. I'm getting the rest of the blue coins I got in 5. But we will do that in a second, as right now we need to do Bianco 8 in order to unlock this rocket. And get the nozzle in another position later. Oops. Bianco 8 is a pretty technical level. Very frustrating if you mess up, because you will fall all the way down to the ground, all the way down to the water, and it's really annoying when that happens. Yeah, these ropes can be super janky. Partially mess up a little bit. Oop, I missed that. Technically, you could do a rocket rollout strat here, but it risks you bonking into the windmill blades. I usually always have that happen to me, so I'm just gonna not. And I missed the bonk strat. You can actually just bonk off that windmill blade and go right into the shine, but you have to draw the right angle. Very satisfying to get if you get it, though. Alright, not bad. Alright, so now we have to pay attention to what fruit Yoshi wants, because depending on what fruit Yoshi wants, will determine if we do hundreds or not. Ideally, it's coconut or banana that I want here, to make the route work right. So, please give me coconut. And we got papaya, so we are doing Bianco 6 reds. There's a spider towards us. We can bounce all the way up here. Don't get this turbo nozzle, because it brings a turbo nozzle into the secret, and you are basically just screwed if that happens. Alright. There is a top strat. Extremely difficult top strat here. It kind of changes the route for hundreds as well, where you do this secret, you do this hidden reds with the rocket nozzle, and it is insane how precise it is. There's a reason only people with really good times do it. You don't even need it for sub 3, but it is pretty necessary if you want to go even further than that. It does save a good deal of time, but it is just obscenely difficult. And I spun jump a little early there, but stand back the cycle a little bit. Okay. Hover right out of this. Little precarious, but...
I think it's even more embarrassing if you die off the top here.
Yeah. That can happen, and it's really frustrating. Because that is even more than a minute of time loss. Alright. Yoshi, what's it gonna be now? Gonna give me fruit, the right fruit, or are you gonna be cringe? Please cringe. Alright, Bianca 3 reds. It's really nice, in Bianco 8, you can actually get every blue coin that's in this level in 8, and access both secrets. So, Bianco is probably one of the most open world levels in this game. Like, this game is sandbox regardless, but the issue a lot of people have is, oh, you can only do levels in the intended order. Except that doesn't apply to Bianco, Gelato, and Penna, where you can skip levels. But there is still open world. There are still open world elements. You got the blue coins, and you got these like secrets. And in some levels, you can access secrets in later levels. I think actually only applies to Bianco. And technically Penna. Alright, now we are doing Bianco Hundreds. We're gonna get a third roll on Yoshi here. Whatever fruit we get, though, we're gonna have to deal with. So if it's bad, then we'll just have to deal with it. Unfortunate, but... Well, we still have to see what fruit it is, so... Banana! That's actually good. So, nice. Kinda came in clutch there a little bit. Banana's not the most optimal, but it's the second most optimal. Bianco Hundreds is the longest hundreds in the game. Nana, not coconut. So used to go into coconut there. Would have asked the chat a quiz question, but we were already past the quiz because you get the fruit first in this route. That's a JP fruit float. I unintentionally do that every time I do a kidney slide, which I just did. Normally you can't dive with the fruit, but if you slide off a slope like that, you can, and it's a little helpful for transporting the fruit over to Yoshi. Those are called kidney slides because it was discovered by Kidney Cola. Otherwise, they did a JP fruit float. That's a JP only thing where you can make fruits float. It's really weird. I don't know why it happens. No one knows why it happens, I think. But I'm glad we got to see that. Alright, spraying down these bees, or eating these bees, and knocking them down with our feet. And they give you a ton of coins and a blue coin, so it's really nice. I need these Pokies. There's a lot of extra coins in Bianco. You don't need as many coins as you think you would need in this level. Heading into the village, you need, I think, 56 at the very least, but I'm still getting like 59 or something right now. Run hundreds is speedy quick if you know the route. But getting extra coins here is nice because it means you don't have to get extra coins later in the hundreds, and it makes it a little more convenient. And ooh, I missed that. Not a big deal.
Did you remember to get the bridge blue, or have you not gone there yet?
I am getting that after.
Well, not bridge blue, river blue. Correct.
Yeah. Oh, that bonk is silly. This is the scariest part of Bianco Hundreds. I've died here multiple times. It's like over 3-minute time loss if you die here. As you can imagine, that's a run killer. So, I don't want to do that. And I've killed runs to it, killed PB paces to it. This butterfly is RNG. Random appears on random spot. Over here in the village, but we got good RNG there, luckily. So, Bianco Hundreds has a little quirk to it. If Yoshi despawns off screen, there is a chance of a giant crack appearing on your screen. And if you spray at it enough, the game crashes. And you have to hard reset your way. Yeah. That can really suck if that happens. But if you're fast enough, you don't have to worry about it. At least the running theory... The running theory is that it's because Yoshi despawns off screen. You'll see some people drop Yoshi into the river intentionally, which is a fair enough strat. We don't have to get a balcony here. That's right. Because, especially in something like a marathon or the 602, you wouldn't want to get the crack and have your game crash. But I'm very confident in my speed enough to where I will probably not get the crack.
I'm gonna be honest, if it happens in a 602, that's just fucking funny.
Yeah, I know someone who had it happen to them in an 1862.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
And they had to say warp. They had to, like, say warp out of it. Alright, that was a good Bianco Hundreds, actually. This is probably gonna gold. Maybe. Yeah, you want to kill those Pokies in the wall because they give you 3 coins if you do that. And however, on occasion, the Pokies can get stuck on the wall, and it's really tragic when that happens.
They do make a really funny noise when it happens, though.
It is really funny. It's like ow, 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 like over and over. You can just hear them from any point in the level. The Great Poke Tragedy. Yeah, it's like basically a literal crack. Someone could send "How to Lose a Run" featuring a crack in the chat. That's a good example of that happening. That's why it's called the crack, because it literally just looks like a crack. Yeah. This is Bianca 1. We skipped this way earlier.
The Japanese version of this game, especially, really has a ton of random stuff that will just make the game crash.
Yeah. I haven't encountered it here. It is in the world record of any percent, though, fun fact. Sound glitch, where at a random point, only in the JP version, some sounds stop playing, and the main indicator is the shine jingle doesn't play.
Correction, I'm pretty sure it does happen, but it goes away after one level in other versions.
Yeah, in other versions, it can happen, like sometimes the music doesn't play, but it doesn't crash, it has no risk of crashing the game, and it goes away right after the level.
Yeah.
But in JP, it has a chance of crashing the game, at a random point, basically.
The,
And we have no clue why sound glitch happens 21 years later.
It makes me think that the last thing they actually fucking finished was the sound engine for this game.
Probably, yeah. Otherwise, in JP, sounds literally just randomly don't play. I'm struggling with this sewer right now. Yeah, the other thing about JP is some sounds literally just don't play regardless if you have sound glitch or not. The Piantissimo race usually has music, but that doesn't play in this version. For some reason. It's present in the game files. It's not like they didn't make the song yet or anything. It just doesn't play. I kind of just chucked a coconut into the ocean. Oops. Those basket throws can be a little risky. Probably just better just stand on the basket and throw them in, but I'm trying to be fast, so... Nice, that was a sick entrance to that. Alright, Pinna 6 Reds. This is a very cycle-heavy level. As long as you don't mess up, it should be fine, but... You also have to pay attention to what fruit Yoshi wants once more. Is that banana? Yeah, that's banana. Okay. And it's right over here.
Yeet.
And you have to make Yoshi orange again. I don't know why I ate that Electric Koopa, but he's dead now. RIP.
I know, kind of had it coming, I'm going to be honest.
True. I mean, trying to kill me. I don't know why I'm doing this movement. This is really slow. I'm gonna miss the link. I had a little silly moment there. Oops. Yeah, that was a little mistake. Don't mind that. Ideally, I get a 120 here, or ideally, actually, I get a 125, but that's a little bit difficult to make. Ooh, I didn't... That's good. I didn't hit the box there. That can happen sometimes if you're not careful. Didn't make 125 cycle, but I'm still making a decent cycle here. Alright, that's good. Alright, so upcoming... Oh, wow, okay. Ugh. That was close.
That was a bit
In the
hairy.
ground pound, I was dead. Alright, so worst level in the game. Probably... Well, used to be the worst mission. Now it's just bad.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot this level existed.
Kinda 8 is frustrating, because rockets are hard to aim, and we're glad we have straight shot now, but it's still frustrating. And on JP, there's an exclusive thing where if you shoot a rocket and you're like touching a rocket at the same time, they collide, and they just disappear.
Wait, that's JP only?
Yeah.
Huh.
But I'm gonna prevent that here a little bit. I also, well, it's preventable. Like, it happens in mecha sometimes, but you can prevent it. Ooh, that's new. Okay.
Also, just glossing over the sunshine hitbox detection on the way to the fucking
Yeah.
ride.
Hitbox attention is, if you can't tell already, I mean, I was just like 3 balloons already, so, pretty bad.
If you want an idea of how awful the hitboxes are in this game sometimes, any of the large red arrow signs, like the ones that are in Bianco 6, their
They're
hitbox is
massive.
wider than the Great Wall of China.
It's freaking huge, and for no good reason. Oh wow, I can't believe that missed. This ain't great. I'm in a little bit of a rough spot right now. Luckily getting some regrabs. You want to get this all in one cycle, naturally. Oh my god. Okay. A little over one cycle's fine, but I'm still losing a decent amount of time. Yeah, Pinna 8's frustrating. If you don't get it one cycle, you're just losing a boatload of time, and it's really frustrating. You can regrab rockets by spam spraying at them. But still janky how the physics work. In Mecha, there is a rocket that can literally appear at random, called Lucky Rocket. And to get it, you know, it's a little nice. But if you don't, you lose a little bit of time. But that's only if you miss enough shots and pass by where the Lucky Rocket spawns. Alright. 1000s.
Wait. A really satisfying level. It's
Some people
just
actually
a nice...
consider this like the most boring hundreds in the game because you just spray at a beat. It's like really flat and there's just like nothing.
I'd like to think of it as a meditative level.
Yeah, it is like a breath of fresh air.
Dealing with the
honest.
rest of Pinner's bullshit.
Yeah. Pen is one of the worst levels in the game.
You grab one of those coins like 1 frame before it despawn.
Yeah. I gotta be careful to not turn these stews into platforms by spraying them, because you have to wait for them to despawn, and then the coins disappear, like, really quickly after that, too. These butterflies... Delete it. Thank you. Okay. Sandshines can be a little annoying, especially without Yoshi, but luckily we do have Yoshi here. It's a little easier. Alright. So earlier, in pin 2, I actually missed a basket. To get the right RNG, you can make it work and get this basket all the way at the back of the level, but it's not worth going for, because there is a trick you can do here. After I get 100 coins, because you have to get 100 coins first. There's a trick you can do here where you use Yoshi to clip into the basket. And actually, you can clip into some of the other baskets using banana. I mean, not a useful strat for any category, but it's a thing you can do. And I think it's also insanely precise. Thank you, Shadow Mario, for discovering that. Alright, we are done with Pinna. I only have to do 3 levels there, because we already did 2 reds. And now we're in the final stretch of the run. We just have 3 worlds left to go to here in the second half. We are going to Detroit. After I get this out. Yeah. Box Game 2. Technically there is a Box Game 3. Doesn't give you a shine though, but it is a different box arrangement. It's also a bingo goal.
The fact it isn't kind of fucked up, not gonna lie. They could totally have removed another shiner.
Yeah. Alright, and that's it for Detroit. We are out of Detroit. Now I just got Noki. We're doing Banana Lady first. Let's get her these 3 bananas. And we're going to Noki 8. Noki 8 is a also pretty cycle-based level. Really hard sometimes. Interesting. Oh, interesting.
Oh god, please tell me that.
Yeah, this... Oh, now this guy's in the way. The simp, as we call him. Alright. I'm gonna get the last blue underwater here, and then red coinfish. Is what we have to deal with, and it can be frustrating at sometimes. With this guy. Just gonna go directly to the right. If you do Y cam and point forward on the joystick, basically making Mario face down. Oh, that's really bad. I'm gonna be really off cycle now. Crap. Anyway, if you do that, you get to top speed with the hover, which is like 90 something, so almost as fast as a hover slide. Okay. That worked out, but I have to get this last red coin, which can be really difficult, as evident by that. Okay, we're good. Yeah, the fastest way to do that is to get there at the right time to where the red coinfish, like, kind of collects itself. And it like basically turns into like one cluster of red coins. You can get them all at once, and it's really satisfying when that happens. But as long as you get most of them, and as long as you get like the majority of them, and then only have like 2 or 1 left, even, it's good enough. Okay. Okay, hundreds is one of my favorite hundreds in the game. There's one jump in this level, or a couple jumps in this level that can be really bad to miss, like really, really costly to miss. But it's a really fun hundreds otherwise, to be honest. I really like Noki 200s, which is the fastest Noki hundreds without having to get blues. There's actually some blues. Some people get Noki hundreds that I actually got in Noki 1, all the way back in Noki 1. This makes it a little more convenient. I don't think it actually saves much time, or any time at all. Just makes it more convenient to do the cliff movement here. That's the jump that can be really terrifying. I almost actually missed it there. If you have too much speed, you bonk out of that hole, and if you have too little speed, you just miss, and it's really bad to back up. It could be really costly. Luckily, that didn't happen. I've had a run that lost like a minute and a half there. It still PB'd, but it was tragic. Turbo is the best way to get these links. You can, like, I think you can barely get them if you don't have the turbo, but it's just like, why would you not have the turbo?
Where would you rank this 100 coin in terms of the rest of the run?
I think probably top 3. I also like Rico hundreds and Serena hundreds a lot.
Yeah, that's a very based opinion.
Actually, I have a lot of extra coins here, so I could just... technically, there's a faster strat where you do this entire hundreds with the turbo nozzle, but that is really difficult. Because if you fall, you are basically screwed and lose a lot of time, but it is faster, and it's just way more difficult. So, normally you can ground pound that hut over there to get some coins, but I got enough coins out of the water that I did not need to do that. Hello?
Water.
Yeah. Oh my god, you can't be serious. Sometimes this doesn't work. Alright, this is super scary right here. I hate this jump. I hate this hover. Luckily got it. It is very bad when you miss that coin. If you miss it twice, you have to wait for the secret wall, because over time the secret wall shifts back into just being a wall, and you have to like oh wow, I had too much speed there. Oops. And you have to wait for it to finish shifting so you can spray it again, and it's really annoying. Alright. It's good. I will take that. Oh, wow. Okay. Silly me. My bad. It's fine.
A week.
Alright, this is a very scary jump right here. Some people hover slide off of this. I do Beyblade. And the timing for that is a little precise.
Sometimes
And then this rope at the end is probably the worst rope ever.
depth perception in this game is sometimes very, very elusive.
Yeah. Yeah. So the ending of Nuki Hundreds is where a lot of people tend to lose a lot of time. And if you do that with Turbo, you have to make a insane jump with the Turbo nozzle all the way down to a rope, and then jump off the rope up to the top, and then make it to the shine with the Turbo nozzle. Like, you don't get to hover at all. And that's what makes Nuki Hundreds with Turbo really difficult. Alright. Noki 6 reds. Almost done with Noki.
Time for a really cool red. Most of the secret reds are very cool.
Yeah. I do like Noki 6. I'm a fan of Noki 6 reds, to be honest.
Like,
You're a little frustrating when the slope doesn't work, but...
they're also some of the more history levels in the game, because back when people were a lot more into ILs than, say, full game runs, these were one of the few levels with an in-game timer.
True.
So you can...
Yeah.
There are some old records for this.
That was good. That was really good.
Ooh.
104. That's one of my best times I've ever got. I might be a PB even. I don't even know what my PB is. Well, I guess my gold... my gold might have the faster entrance. I was gonna say, I like tied my gold there. Alright, we just gotta get this gold bird and we are done with this level. Do this in 7, because the water is nice and clear. You can also do this in 2, because there's a bunch of platforms, but the water is dirty, so if you fall in the water, you lose a lot of time. I just like doing this in 7. It also saves on shine scrolling. I mean, shine scrolls are fast. Like, it doesn't lose a lot if you have to scroll a few extra shines, but... There's something funny with shine scrolling, where if you use the D-pad, you can actually scroll through shines, and if you press... If you are, like... With frame-perfect timing, you can save, like, I think 2 frames per shine scroll or something, or, like, 1 frame per shine scroll, with D-pad scrolling. But if your timing's off, you're gonna lose time.
The issue is,
So it's really silly.
a GameCube controller D.
It's also a GameCube
So
controller
you
D-pad,
will
which is,
lose
like...
time.
Yeah, you probably will lose time. So that's why I just use the joystick to scroll through shines. Don't use the D-pad. It's not worth it. GameCube D-pad's one of the worst things ever made, to be honest. Speaking of GameCube D-pad, fun fact, the Serena outside section is shaped after a GameCube controller. And not a lot of people know that. Alright, second to last level here. This is a pretty alright pace. I'm on like 313 pace.
Yeah. The second half of 120's Serena is really cool. In my opinion, at least.
I agree. A lot of people do door clips here. I'm actually doing a lesser done route, to be honest. Not a lot of people actually still do this. This is a pretty old strat. I'm gonna use the banana here. Similar to how I did the clip in Serena 3. Oops, You can clip through that. And it's pretty nice. It doesn't lose that much, to be honest, but doing the door clip route is faster. Door clips are just really difficult to get consistently and fast.
They're very finicky.
Very finicky.
This level was the one that took me the longest to learn when I learned 120.
Yeah. And I got a 4-1x. That's ideal. I did bonk a little bit, but still fine. Nice, that was good. And, oh yeah, my PB re-entered Noki. Yeah, if you re-enter levels, you're just, after you're done with them, you're kind of just crying, because it's 30 seconds of time loss to, enter the level and have it to exit again.
There's nothing like... I can't tell I can't count the amount of time where I was doing a run to end game, and right as I was supposed to do the movement between Serena and Noki, I re-enter Serena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Multiple people have killed runs to that. I've killed runs to that. I've seen even more insane paces die. It's tragic when it happens. Alright, so Serena Hunter's been doing 7, because all the doors in the hotel are just open. We can just go right on through them. Don't have to do door clips, don't have to do any banana clips, none of that. Gonna do some of the outside blues here. Right on these coins. Serena 700s is really fun.
That was good
That was
spray RG.
amazing, yeah. Torches are literally RNG, for how long it takes for the coins to pop out. And it's really nice when the coins just pop out instantly. And sometimes you have to do this, because sometimes they don't pop out instantly. Alright. So, this is one of the most interesting hundreds in the game. The route is really cool. And in other categories, where you do like Serena Blues only, the route it gets even more interesting. Because you have to navigate through this entire maze of a hotel. Especially the attic, which is literally a maze. And it allows for some really, like, cool optimizations. There's an even faster Serena 100 route. Like a slightly faster Serena 100 route than I'm doing right now. And it's bonkers. Yes, I literally said bonkers.
Absolutely crazy.
Okay. Oops. Okay. I'm a fan of this level. Once you learn it, it's like so satisfying to pull off. This attic you gotta watch out for, because if you hit him at the wrong time, it spawns in the wall, and the only way to back it up is to do it in like Serena 4 reds. But it still loses like a ton of time. That's the wrong direction. This attic is a little tricky to navigate, but once you know where to go, it's pretty easy. Where's my coin? Thank you. Silly door. Sometimes those boxes are just bad. Same with that bookshelf that I just went by. I got that blue coin at 8, but it is... like, that bookshelf can be so annoying to spray, because it just doesn't pop out sometimes. It's just so annoying. Alright, that was a decent hundreds. The windows for these links are really tight. So if you mess up your movement, it's really rough to lose time to those. The other thing about sound glitch is that when you unlock links, the cutscene takes like 5 extra seconds for no reason, and it's really stupid. And like, so you basically can't get the Serena links if you have sound glitch. It's like extremely tight. Yeah, so that's a little optimization, I think. I don't know how much, I don't know if it actually saves time, but it's a little more convenient. I finish up hundreds with that last boo at the end. You can do it to where you collect hundreds on the attic, if you just get like an extra coin earlier on, but I decided not to. Because I just kind of like that little optimization there. Alright. Our last blue in Serena here. do casino skip like a normal person, because normally 90%, at least I do it from the left, and I'm just so much more used to doing that. And Serena 4 in first half, you do it from the right, because you gotta get that blue at the start. Alright, Serena 4 reds. It's pretty difficult, honestly. Try to go for 40s here. Not always successful, but I've done it multiple times. It's just very difficult. You have to be able to sandbag just right. Get that cycle. Alright, 38. Oh, barely 38. Barely not 39. But still good time. We're gonna do a sick Beyblade. This is like the freest Beyblade ever made. Woo! Nice to go with that. Alright, we are wrapping up Serena. We just have one level left, but the other thing about this level we have left is that, we have one world left in this run. But the unfortunate thing about this is that it is super RNG. And the reason a lot of people actually tend to do this level earlier in the run, and sacrifice 3 seconds because of it, because it is just, it can be really bad if you get bad RNG, and, but we'll get to that in quite a bit, because we still have a few levels beforehand. So got this, we got a Delfino Shine, and then 3 levels until Rico 8. Alright, I'm gonna try Brick Skip here. You can get a triple jump by bouncing off this stool. And wide turn around. Might have missed it. Ah, whatever. Saves a little bit of time, it's not a huge deal that I missed it. It's nice to get. Easy enough to back up if you miss it, though. If you die, though, it's pretty unfortunate. The only nice thing about this hundreds is that it's not cycle based. The problem is, I don't know, this hundreds is just difficult to do fast. Especially with these wall kicks. These wall kicks are the worst part of it. I have historically lost a lot of time to those wall kicks.
It's just really tightly enclosed as well.
Yeah, and these sandblocks are just so janky, with the way like the sides of them work and stuff too. But that was good. Anything above 1 minute on the timer left is good for me. 103 is really solid. Alright. Now it is time for Rico. We're finishing up the run.
The final stretch.
Final stretch. Sick momentum spins there. When you roll it off of when you roll it off of most slopes, you store your horizontal speed for some reason, and you just like are very zippy. And that allows you to get some really fast momentum spin jumps. As I've explained before, with like Beyblades and stuff, it's basically the same mechanic. That is left bell. You can do that with clipping in with Yoshi, but I chose not to because it doesn't really work with my route. It is a cool strat though, it was fairly recently discovered.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it before.
I think it was discovered like last year, or even this year, I don't know. Alright, so we just gotta do Rico 2. For some reason, they decided if you do Rico 2 again, you get another shine. Like, we at least get to see Bluebill entry here, which we didn't see before. I think you have to beat a certain time for the first shine and then beat a faster time for the second shine. But because we do blooperless, I mean, it's free both times. And even if you do use the blooper and know the strat for blooper, it's still free to get the shine. Unless you die with the blooper, which is very doable, and I've seen people do that and lose a lot of time from it. But I don't have to worry about that.
Do they even hint that there's 2 shines?
I don't think they do.
Odd.
Since this level was done completely blooperless, can we get an oh my dog in the chat? Shout outs to Bouncy Boy.
Real.
I agree with Pause. Y'all should donate. Hard agree. Alright, our last hidden red. Rico
Yay.
4. Finally. Stop hitting these goofy buttons. Not get Exprelli Cycle, which is hitting the button and then dying right after hitting the button.
Oh my god.
Okay. That's amazing. I've never missed the right coin like that, I don't think. Alright. Green Triangle Man Cycle. So true. Shout out to Exprelli.
I'm hoping I'm not jinxing it, but hasn't this run now been no unintentional death?
Actually, yeah.
Because not counting the honey skip. Yeah.
I don't think I've died at all, yeah. Aside of funny skip. Alright, Rico Hundreds. I am a fan of this Hundreds. I really like the movement in this. There is some RNG though with the crane. You just gotta know how to execute it right. That's all. The crane reads at a random speed. Basically. Sometimes you get the 2cc crane. Where it just moves extremely slow and then you're just crying a little bit. There's some cool rocket tech here though. Oops. Also, plenty of extra coins. In this level. There's a lot of coins you can just straight up miss out on. Okay, so this is Sewer Glitch. I almost forgot to actually do this, because I was just going with the flow. If you hit Mario's head on the ceiling of the sewer, it changes its hitbox. Snarfy Bobo discovered this back in like 2014 or something.
Then, hold on. I think, did Snarfy Bobo also accidentally get rocket storage?
Did he?
I'm not sure. Someone accidentally got rocket storage in like 2013, 2014.
Huh.
And we didn't know.
Yes, I did the wall kick larvae. You can criticize me all you want. So I'm like probably barely on PvP pace. I have to get good RNG in Rico 8. And I have to get good RNG in the Bowser fight. I'm like only plus 20 right now. This crane is not great. I probably could have not waited for it, but I did anyway. That's fine. I still got all the coins we needed. Thing is, I needed every coin from that, because I got not the most ideal amount of coins out of the blue shine, but not a big deal. I'm really low on water, so better make it up here. Better have this wind not knock me off either. Okay, we're good. Yeah, little... oh, I was actually out of water. A little janky there. Not a big deal. Use Super Glitch again here. So yeah, changes Mario's hitbox, and you can just instantly kill enemies like that. It takes away from having to eat the spiders with Yoshi. Actually, it's just that one spider on the wall that you have to eat with Yoshi. The other ones you can kill using the grate, but it's not, well, great to do that. That was not funny. Alright. Not an amazing Rico 100s. I could have executed the crane better, but it's not a huge deal. But we are at 236 blues after I get this last one.
Okay. Now it's down to the fruit machine.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking here, I have 23 seconds of time save on my PB because I got like 5th try durian. I think the record for worst RNG is 17th try. Pretty sure, by SB. There has been someone that got 23rd try pineapple, but they were going for pineapple because of pineapple percent, which is a category where you get every shine that you can possibly get while holding a pineapple. Speaking of pineapple, I got a pineapple. Okay, we're not getting good luck, it seems. You want to spray that banana out of the way. Interesting. You want to spray the fruits out of the way because the durian, it will probably bonk off of them and go into the water, and it really sucks when that happens. We are not getting good RNG at all.
This stream's gonna get banned on Twitch from the gambling.
Yeah. Well, I've already been to King Boo and Serena 4 twice. Alright, well, that was like 7th try. That was really bad. These butterflies are stupid. Sometimes they can, rare occasions, they can go in the wall and you can't eat them. And there's been someone, Pogo, who lost a 258 pace. It was like an insane PB pace for him. Lost it to the butterflies going in the wall and him not being able to eat them.
Well,
it was like
the
saddest run death I've ever seen in my life.
Safe to say, I'm guessing PB isn't on the cards after that RNG.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about PB anyway, because I lost a lot of time in hundreds.
It would have been neat, but...
Would have been neat.
It is what it is.
It is fine. This is still a solid run. I'm really content with this run. No deaths is really nice.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yep.
Time for...
some rack attacks in the chat. We're going to talk to some raccoons. All the blue coins, got all the shines. Look at Mr. Tanuki here. Oh yeah, oh. Gotta love the voice lines in this game.
You can tell they were having fun.
Yeah. Alright, this is solid 313 pace. So heading into Corona. We've already seen Corona. I've already done Corona movement. Not much to say. Mess with the entrance movement a little bit, not a big deal. Yeah, Corona could be hard to learn, but once you know normal Corona movement like this, it's pretty decently consistent, at least for me. Like, I'm pretty consistent at this. If you... Oh, that was a ledge grab. If you get hit by this fish, it will give you iframes. Touching the lava kills you instantly, by the way. Touching the fish hits you and you get iframes. So you go under the death barrier of the lava, and you basically just swim through water. And you can live if you're on NTSEU or PAL and take iframes from air damage, and then go through the death barrier with that. But basically, if that happens to you on JP, you're just screwed. I did fast boat there. That's just the boat being silly with its mechanics and how it works at a fast speed. Basically, just maneuver through those pillars, and then a rocket storage into the final fight, and then we have this amazing final cutscene.
Here we go.
This is Bowser, final boss of the game. At a tip of the tub, as a lot of people say. Yeah, I'm gonna charge up rockets mid-ground pound so I can rocket right after landing the hit. Just had to hit these 5 platforms. The way the platforms break is a little jank, especially on the second to last platform that I'm gonna do here. You have to watch out for where you ground pound on the platform, or else the collision will screw you over. That is goop. I got gooped. That is pure RNG. Nothing I could have done about that, basically. And we are done. I tied my last PB that I had before this. I tied my previous PB. Let's go.
Good run.
That was
run.
really good. Yeah. I can't believe I pulled off the 313. Deathless. Major mistakes were just movement and stuff.
Congratulations, we're now back on schedule.
Yeah. I thought it would be a decent idea to put the estimate a little higher than I might have gotten, because there's just so much can happen. Like, the last no reset I finished of this was almost a 321. Like, 8 minutes worse than this, because there's so much can happen in this thing. You can lose a lot of time. But I just happen to, like, make not a lot of mistakes here. Unfortunately, Flood is dead. 07. Goodbye. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on. Glad we got through the technical difficulties of the last run. Glad we made it work and stuff. And yeah, please keep the donations coming in. It is a really good fund.
Yeah, it was a pleasure commentating with you as well.
Yeah.
Because as much as I dog on this game, I love this game. 120 Shines is such a good run.
120 Shines is like top tier. It's seriously just... When you have a good run, it's really fun. When you have a bad run, you just gotta push through it, or, reset, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah. Up next is going to be Ultra Kill by Plat.
Nice.
And, yeah, that's also it for me in terms of commentating.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess we'll hand over to the transition now.
Yeah.